Woodward Sports Network, let's go!
Good morning to you. Hopefully you had a great long weekend and enjoyed your Memorial Day yesterday. Welcome to the Morning Woodward Show, live on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. My name is Stick. To my right this morning.
What's going on? It's Corey.
And to my left this morning.
Joey, hello.
Vacation Joey is back. He's got his nice little button-up on and everything. We got a packed crew today over there in producer land. Alex and Adam are here. Fish making sure we sound good. TikTok Mikey is here doing all the socials. So if you're commenting, make sure you comment to him. Any stupid jokes, that's all Mikey. He does not represent all of us. We just want to let you know that. And then, of course, Paige is here, and she's going to be a part of Joey's news coming up in just a little bit. Great weekend for me. I got out on the pontoon boat and took my dog out, got a little suntan. I'm burnt right now on my nose, so I'll take it. 70 degrees. I burn in Michigan. I don't care.
I was just going to say, because I was gone in Florida all weekend, I didn't even know it was that hot this weekend, and sure as shit.
It's not that hot.
Only
I'm
70.
that pale. Like that's the problem. I'm that pale. So, yeah. Corey, you had an eventful weekend. You got in a car accident?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I should talk too much about it, but got a little fender bender. But everybody walked away smooth, no injuries. So, hey, just a car.
You banged them or they banged you?
I hit them.
Ah, damn it.
And then, Joey, you were down in Key West.
Yeah, there was almost a fender bender, too, on my plane. I'm going to talk about that later on today.
And you said you rented mopeds and rode around the island?
Yeah, so if you want a full summary of my entire trip, I rode mopeds on the island. That was it.
That was it.
Literally, that was it.
I mean, there's really not much else to do in Key West besides ride mopeds, and you don't drink, so.
Yeah, I drank a little bit. We went to a pool party.
All right.
That's why my voice has gone a little bit, but besides that, just a nice little getaway.
Well, obviously, we've been off since Friday, so a lot of basketball to catch up on. The biggest thing that happened over the weekend, AD's out, and he's probably out for Game 5, which leads LeBron having to put the weight on his shoulders, and this was something we discussed earlier last week, and both y'all came at me when I said LeBron couldn't carry the weight on his own. Well, AD goes out, and the Lakers lose. Series tied 2-2. They're playing tonight. What do you think's going to happen tonight?
Not looking good. Especially, my thing is when I saw it all go down, I was like, I think he'll be straight. But when Woj comes out saying, I am not hearing great optimism about the possibility of Anthony Davis playing in Game 5, that's when I get a little bit worrisome because it's not that LeBron can't do it on his own. It's obviously AD's a huge vital part to this Lakers team and their success. So you take away LeBron's right-hand man. It's not looking too good. So if he is out Game 5, I am taking the Lakers. Not winning this game.
I am taking the Lakers to not win.
I think the narrative of doing it on your own is kind of overstated. Everybody needs a great teammate. Outside of, like I said before, besides the 2004 Pistons and the 2011 Mavericks, every team has had a great dynamic duo or trio. So LeBron losing AD is going to be a really big deal. But I also think another big deal that was not talked about enough was they lost KCP. They game planned to not have KCP there. They didn't game plan and have KCP and AD gone. And AD going out in the second half definitely adjusted everything that they had to do. But the game was still winnable. And you can't excuse LeBron for his third quarter. He played pretty good in the first half, 11 points, 4 dimes, 4 rebounds on 50% shooting. But then when you get into that second half, third quarter, they got outscored 27-15 in the third quarter. LeBron played just above 10 minutes, and he was only 1 for 3. So he was pretty passive. They got punched in the mouth, and this is the one thing where a lot of people do not like to put LeBron James into the GOAT conversation. When his teams are down, he plays down. Like, he doesn't give them that kick in the pants they need to come back. He sulks. He complains a lot on the court, and for him to be the leader of the team, his soldiers are going to feed off his energy. So if he's not active and he's not aggressive and he's not engaging, then they're not going to be like that. So this loss right here that they took the last game, that is definitely square on the shoulders of LeBron James.
Hey.
You got to criticize him for that. Granted, AD not being out was a huge factor, but he did not look like the leader that people try to claim that he is. And the thing is, he did have a great stat line to finish the game. 25, 12, and 6. But if you were not watching the game, that third quarter was just atrocious. Now, he brought them back in the game in the fourth quarter, but it was a little bit too late. And he tried to punk Jay Crowder in game 3, and Jay Crowder came back and punked him in game 4. So, my opinion, I think that the Lakers have to win game 5, and I think that they will. If they do not win game 5, then it's going to get really spooky.
Yeah, it's going to get crazy in LA too, because if this team doesn't win the championship and this team doesn't even make it that far, do you tear it down, rebuild it all? Because if they're healthy, we understand that this team's probably one of the best teams in the league, if not the best. But they're not healthy. They're not healthy. And, AD, here's a question I want to ask you guys. Who's more important to the Lakers' success right now, AD or LeBron? Because to me, it's AD. Like, you could take LeBron off the court, and it's all right, we could kind of supplement some things. There's nobody that can supplement what AD does on the court, just how big he is, how he spreads the floor, how he dominates the defensive side of the ball, because that's one thing that I was really noticing. It was just an open lane to the bucket without AD in there. So it's interesting to me to see that LeBron, as great as he is, he may be the number 2 on his squad.
Well, I think you need both of them, because if you take LeBron off of that team, they're not getting out of this first round, because AD has shown that he cannot carry a team. So I think both of them need each other in order to get past any round. To be quite honest, that's why I think it was like a perfect marriage of both of those guys together on the same team. LeBron does things that AD cannot do. AD does things that LeBron cannot do. So I think both of them are going to be are vital. It's not one that's more important than the other. But one thing about the Lakers that is going to get blown up is they're not going to blow up the Lakers if they do not win the title this year. But what they will do is fire Frank Vogel. I think that Frank Vogel is a guy that, just like LeBron did with Tyronn Lue, Frank Vogel's a guy who's just coming along for
and Mike Davis and Eric Spoelstra.
It's just a guy that's, I think, Eric Spoelstra can really coach.
Yeah, no, I think Spoelstra's a good coach.
Spoelstra is probably, to me, his best coach, but Frank Vogel's just going along for the ride. The fact that they needed energy that entire game, and Montrezl Harrell was on the bench and they inserted him when it was pretty much the damage was done, that's bad coaching. I don't know what more they're going to get out of Frank Vogel, but he's probably going to be replaced if they do not get out the first round. So he's coaching for his job to me. It might sound blasphemous to say because of the fact that they won the title last year, but
no, listen.
He's interchangeable.
Yeah, when you're LeBron's coach, you're just a placeholder. Like, you're not really the coach. You're not calling the plays. You're not controlling the timeouts. You're not controlling the huddle. You're not, like, LeBron's the coach of the team. You're just there because they need a head coach to fill out the roster, essentially. And that's the way it's been for the last 10 years with any LeBron James team. And we're going to find out tonight at 10 o'clock, another late game. So we'll be up late night watching that. Trailblazers Nuggets tip off tonight at 9 p.m. That series is tied up 2-2. I expected the Nuggets to put this away already, at least be up 3-1 by now. What do you guys see happening tonight with the Nuggets Trailblazers?
Nuggets are going to pull this out. You're not going to have Michael Porter Jr. and the Joker both having bad games at the same time again. I think last game was an aberration. Also, too, Damian Lillard didn't even have that great of a game. This was the Norman Powell game. He popped up with 29 points, 11 to 15 shooting, perfect from beyond the arc, 4 for 4. CJ McCollum strapped it up finally, 21 points. It's an aberration. I think that it's going to be Nuggets and 7 still.
7, okay.
Yeah, Nuggets and 7. Joker's going to come back. He's going to play a phenomenal game. Michael Porter Jr. is going to come back, and he's going to do his thing, probably chip in somewhere between, I'm going to say somewhere between 17, 20 points.
I would hate to go to a Game 7 against Dame Lillard. You never know. You just never know.
You never know. But
especially bouncing off of a game where he only scores 10 points.
Yeah.
So when he only dropped 10 points, that the next game's going to be a little bit scary.
Yeah.
So that game tips off at 9 p.m. tonight, and then the early game tonight, the Celtics and the Nets. Brooklyn's up 3-1. They've figured out the Celtics. This series is pretty much over. It's over. I'm calling it tonight. It's over tonight. No way the Celtics are winning.
Hey, if Jason Tatum can strap it up again, it might go 6 and not 7. It's not going 7, but I think realistically speaking, this series is over tonight. Nets are going to go ahead and close it out. That trio is just too much to handle. It's too much firepower, and Kevin Durant is just playing like the best player in the league again. I think he's leading the playoffs right now in scoring, like somewhere like 34.8 points per game.
Yes,
and
he is.
Basically missed most of the season, so got to give it to KD.
And a lot of people aren't talking about that, man. This dude's come back from injury. You know, he was out an entire season. Now he's back leading the entire NBA in scoring. Like, as much as people dog Durant, like, he deserves a lot more credit than he gets constantly. Like, to me, he's the anti-LeBron. LeBron gets all the credit no matter what and never any of the credit if his teams fail. Durant's the exact opposite. He gets none of the credit no matter how much they win and only credit if the team fails.
Well, the reason Durant is not getting a lot of credit right now is because Durant cannot handle himself with his burner accounts. Like, that's just really the reason.
I love that guy.
Durant, if he did not have the burner account situation, then a lot of people still are salty about the whole Golden State move. That's the only really knocks that you have on KD. So that's just, I don't even need to oversimplify it. That's just what it is.
Yeah, well, we'll find out tonight how the Nets can wrap that up. Last night, obviously, the Wizards beat the Sixers to prolong that series. Still not a very exciting series, but with Joel Embiid maybe being out now, that's a whole different ballgame because we saw Ben Simmons cannot handle the pressure last night.
You know what? And I was really mad that they inserted Ben Simmons back in a little bit towards the end of the game. I thought that they should have rolled Maxey a little bit longer.
Dunked by Russ.
I felt that he had the energy going. He wanted to be out there. He was being aggressive, and that's what they needed him to come back in the game. So I wish that Maxey would have got a lot more minutes than he did last night. But they did put him back in the game, actually, but it was just too little too late. But Joel Embiid being out, that's going to be a huge blow for the Sixers. I think he may miss next game, and if he does miss next game, that is smart. They should still be able to pull it out, but I still think this is not going to go 7. This should be done real quickly.
Yeah. It was great to see Russ last night. Adam and I were going at it in the group chat about just his greatness and how he should be talked about as the greatest point guard of our generation. Adam doesn't see it that way, but anytime you put up 21 rebounds, that's just insane to me. Like, when Ben Wallace would get 21 rebounds, we'd all rejoice and act like that was the greatest thing in the world. And that was it. He wasn't filling up any other part of the stat sheet. Russ put up, 17 points, like 15 assists, plus 21 rebounds, and we're still like,
Well, it's not that. Russ is putting up the best stats of a point guard of this generation, but the best point of this generation, he's just got the Suns Lakers series tied up, and that's Chris Paul.
You can have that combo.
We can have the combo, but the thing about it is, what Chris Paul has done right now is every organization that he's went to, he's shown that he can get them to the playoffs. He can get them to a contender. Now, the difference, him and Russ are in the same conversation of they cannot get their teams to being winners. But if you really look at it, there is not one point guard. There is not one point guard that can get a team to a title without having a dominant wingman. Like Steph Curry, he had Klay Thompson, he had Kevin Durant. I mean, look at Isaiah Thomas. Look at Isaiah. He had Joe Dumars. He had McGuire and those guys. Like
Vinny Johnson.
Like you go look at Tony Parker, Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, Kawhi Leonard. It's like you look at every point guard. All of the great point guards that have won titles, they've always had a dominant, bigger player. So that's the one thing that Russ and CP3 have been missing from their careers is a dominant guy. Now, he did have Kevin Durant. Russ did have Kevin Durant, but the problem was they were really young. They were some kids, and they got shown up in the finals by the Heat, and then, KD pulled the move and went to Golden State.
Well, when Adam gets up here, we'll have that conversation about Russell Westbrook. And right now I want to have a conversation about 8 Mile. Hopefully you grabbed a bottle this weekend, took it out on the lake. That's exactly what I did. Some lemonade and some ginger beer. Absolutely delicious with some 8 Mile. So we want you to do the same. Make sure you do that. You pick it up at any Meijer store. Summer is officially here. That's what Memorial Day means, the official start to summer in Michigan. So you need to pick yourself up a bottle of 8 Mile. Born in Detroit, represent the city, and support some local guys that are doing big things. 8 Mile, go pick it up today.
You want sports? We got sports for you right here, Woodward Sports.
How do I even come after that?
This is the only time I'm going to be calm because I'm certainly not during the show. Poor Joy.
I'm Drake Bill. I'm here.
Legion and Bell every day right here on Woodward Sports from 11 to 1.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show, live on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. Thank you guys for waking up with us, commenting, and being a part of our mornings. Yesterday we ran our best of show, and I saw some people like in the comments like, man, where is everybody? Everybody must be sleeping and stuff like that. Because the normal people that are in our comments section, they were looking for normal people to join them. But people were busy yesterday, and that's why we did the best of show, so we could enjoy our weekend, and you guys could too. People not enjoying their weekends, fans at NBA games, and this is becoming something that is, I don't understand why it's spiraling out of control like this and how quickly. But, I mean, we can talk about Trae Young getting spit on. We can talk about Russell Westbrook having popcorn thrown on him. We can talk about Ja Morant's family getting yelled profanities at. And we can talk about Kyrie Irving getting a plastic bottle thrown at him over the weekend. And that fan has since been suspended from the entire stadium. But what the hell's going on, guys? Oh, yeah, and then last night, some dumb motherfucker runs out on the court and gets tackled by security.
That's the only one I liked. I like this. Just seeing this dude out there trying to dunk was the greatest thing in the world.
Is that what he was trying to do?
He was trying to dunk.
See, I only saw the ankle tackle by the police officer.
Show this angle. Show this angle of the other video.
See, this is all I saw right here. Look at it.
Show the other one I sent you, Alex. Like, you see it from the other side of the court. And it was just hilarious because, damn, that's a cool shot too. But there's just been so many things going off on this last couple of days. You see it right here. He's up there trying to
touch the backboard.
Okay. I didn't see that angle.
And then they're all saying, like, Lions should draft this security guard. Look at that tackle.
Nice form tackle. What the hell's going on, guys? Honestly, we've had the rights to go back into arenas maybe a month, and already a handful of incidences by idiot fans doing dumb things. And granted, like I said, popcorn being thrown at you isn't the worst thing in the world, but this is what it leads to.
It started this. Like, look how many things have unfolded since this first incident.
And look how quick Russ cured from his injury. That's my favorite part about this whole video. Like, I'm limping to the locker room, I'm ready to fight the world.
Adrenaline is you know what?
Yeah,
so
right.
That's probably what's popping with him. But I don't think that there is just one isolated reason why this is happening. I think there are multiple reasons. I'll spew a couple of them out. I think one reason is that fans who were pretty upset with how socially conscious the NBA was last year and its players, they couldn't wait to get back out there to spew some of their hatred and their racism.
You really think that has something to do with this?
As I said, there are multiple reasons.
Okay.
That's one of them.
You really think that's our reason?
That is, yes, I really do.
For the Kyrie or for all?
That these racist dudes have just been sitting home like, I can't wait to get back in that arena.
You never know. There is, I believe that is one reason operating there. We've heard players getting racial words said at them with Ja Morant. So there's one theory operating there. Another one, I think that there were just some fools who couldn't wait to come out there and be a damn fool. So that's another thing operating there. And the last one, because of the multiple incidents that took place, I think now people are starting to try to be clout chasers and try to be able to become internet famous, like with the fan, the 21-year-old fan Cole Buckley, and then the other guy last night who got tackled by Washington with the security. So I think there is a multitude of things. I don't think there is just one isolated reasoning of why these incidents are happening.
Did you see Kevin Garnett kind of gave an excuse for that Celtics fan that threw the bottle?
Not even an excuse. I mean, when you really see this and the way that this all unfolds, you kind of understand where he's coming from.
So what Kevin Durant?
Yeah, I'm not saying
Kevin Garnett.
I'm not saying I understand that happening. Like, that's inexcusable. You never should throw anything at another human being, let alone sports. You could talk all the junk you want.
But he's saying that happened because Kyrie stomped on the logo pregame.
When you see this happening post-game, right after actually, he went over there and stomped on the logo. That is just the ultimate disrespect to Boston and everything there, because that leprechaun, whatever they call that,
right,
is a big deal to them.
But Bill Laimbeer used to walk over and spit on that, spit on center
it's different
court.
times of ball.
Man, I don't care, man.
Here it is, you see him do it.
Hey, if that's what he wanted to do, then you know what? Cool. Celtics players, then they need to go ahead and show his ass up on the court next game.
That's it.
That's on the players to regulate.
That's on the players.
Yeah.
If you are a player and you see somebody do that, you are supposed to go up and get in Kyrie's grill right then. When Terrell Davis went on the Dallas Star, he got his ass lit up. So
Immediately.
I think this is different, though, just for the reason that he just played there.
If you are
he just played there, so he knows what that means.
But it don't matter. If you are an athlete, if somebody disrespects your logo, you're supposed to get up in that guy's grill.
Of course.
So KG kind of excused, and I thought his first off, I'm just going to say, I thought KG's response was either trash or bad timing. Because if he was trying to put the onus on the players for not checking Kyrie, then he timed his response the timing of his response was bad, and it could have been a lot more clear. But if he's trying to excuse Kyrie being a bottle thrown at him because he disrespected the logo, no. If players want to get into a scrap over it, cool. Fans need to stay in the fans' place and not throw stuff on the court.
Yeah, it's almost dangerous of KG to say that type of shit, because all it's doing is like,
my
favorite player. The dude was literally wearing a KG jersey, and it's like, oh, he's endorsing what I did, so it's not that bad what I did. And I think it's very dangerous for KG to do that. But at the same time, KG's an idiot, so you can expect idiot things out of him.
But at the end of the day, though, a player that just played on this team to go out there and do that,
it was disrespectful. Yeah,
that's just if it's like, what's that thing called at Michigan? That little diag thing, right? That if you step on that, they look at it as offensive. For me, if I go out there, I don't know that, so I'm just walking wherever I want to walk. But if you're a Michigan Wolverine, if you're an alumni, a current student, you know that you got to walk all the way around it.
Yeah, but I'm with Corey on this. It's not on the fans to regulate what Kyrie Irving does to your logo.
No.
Like, that should have been a Celtic player running out there and punching him right in the face. And then we'd all be like, man, that's playoff basketball.
Yeah.
He's defending the shield. You don't let people come in your house and do that.
So,
but instead,
so next game, Kyrie needs to get a ball right in his ribs.
Right.
For something. It's this fans. What's going to happen is these fans are going to continue to be idiots, and the NBA is going to do something totally drastic. Now, here's what I'm thinking the NBA should do. When they're going to the players coming onto the court and off the court, that tunnel area, they probably need to barricade that from fans being able to throw objects onto the court. That I don't think they need to go super drastic right now, but they need to be able to take small preventative measures to, block the players, because if you walk through those tunnels, fans can just slap fives and do anything.
But that was the cool part about basketball, man.
know.
Like, those are the
But
intimate
here's the
moments
thing.
when you're a little kid, like, hey, sign my jersey, or,
But we all know one bad apple sometimes can spoil it for the bunch. But right now, it's becoming a couple of bad apples. We're now going on damn near daily a fan trying to be an idiot for whatever reason may be. I don't know what's in their heart. These are just, my reasonings were just assumptions. Who knows why they're out there being idiots? But the bottom line is they're being idiots, and the NBA is going to have to do something to protect the players, because what's going to happen is they're not going to get the wrong fan. A fan is not going to get the wrong player. He's going to get the right player. He's going to get his ass whooped.
And that's what I want to see.
Well, that's kind of what Bradley Beal said, and I love this quote. Let's play this video real quick, because Bradley Beal was like, hey, man, they come on the court. These hands work. And I love that statement. So let's hear from Bradley Beal on this.
I wouldn't say less safe. No, I think I don't want to use my hood slur. but these hands work.
I got you.
Yo,
So that was him. They were asking if he feels unsafe on the court. And honestly, none of these guys feel unsafe. But, you know, you go back to, like, the Monica Seles stuff from way back in the 80s when somebody ran onto a tennis court and shanked her in the middle of a match. Like, I hope we never get to that point in the NBA. But you guys were talking, are they going to have to put nets up around the entire field? Like, is this going to be like Mad Max where they're in a steel cage competing for basketball and we're just like throwing beer bottles at it and they're shattering before they can get to the floor? Like, how far are fans willing to take this, and what's the NBA solution to this?
I don't have the right answer, but I know that the answer is that the NBA has to do something, whether it is putting up a net, whether it is kind of like doing some kind of barricade. One thing that I'm worried about them doing is it might end up coming to a point where there might not even be any more courtside seats.
Oh, that's
You know
so
how much
bad,
money
man.
they're gonna lose doing that, though.
They're gonna
That's a
lose.
tough one.
They're gonna lose, but here's the thing: you're gonna lose even more money if a player gets injured or a player goes up there and whoops one of these fans' ass. They're gonna have to take some type of drastic measure, or some type of, I don't say drastic measure. They're gonna have to take some type of measure before they have to get to a drastic measure, and hopefully there are no more incidents this week. If we can go, I believe they can go this week. Incident free.
Look at how we are. We're like a shitty workplace that changes. Zero work incidences.
It's like
If
the
we could go
cheerleaders.
a week.
It's like the cheerleaders. They all of a sudden they just get rid of female cheerleaders to resolve it.
For Washington.
The thing is, it's a clout chasing generation right
Yes.
now. I believe that's really what I honestly think that's the biggest reasoning. But I believe that some of the other things that have been said and done to players, some of those other incidents I said about possibly just being a bad person or racist, that may be in there. But I don't know what the best answer is. I think right now is to barricade or put some plexiglass up on that tunnel for the players come out, and then as far as on the court, maybe when you get to like the lower level, put up some kind of like, I don't know, net or encasing. It sounds so stupid, but this is where we're at. Fans who have been on lockdown for a damn year cannot go out and enjoy themselves. They're going to get kicked out of games on the money that they spent to buy the tickets to go see, and now you're walking away with damn records over nothing.
I'm telling you, you put a sniper in the rafters and just let him take care of business. One fan will step out of line, he'll get shot in the head, and that'll solve the issue. Like, I'm solutions oriented. I'm willing to sacrifice one fan for the greater good.
I mean, why else they got those things up there at the top?
Exactly.
That's
There
a
should
good
be
point.
snipers just sitting up there.
They saw this coming.
So the NBA's got an issue, and we'll see how they deal with it moving forward. Like I said, that's part of the charm of the NBA is you're so close to the players. I've had the great opportunity to sit courtside like 3 times in my life, and it's a completely different experience than when you're sitting in the stands.
Yeah.
Like just the size, the speed, how close you feel to the game. And that's something that basketball offers that no other sport offers. Like football, you're a good 20 yards off the field. You know, baseball, you're way the hell back. Hockey, you're on the glass, but once again, there's glass and netting around it. So is that what we're going to go to? Kind of a hockey setting for basketball?
You know what I want? This is not going to happen. I want if these fans continue to do these stupid acts, I want them to be banned. But if they do not want to be banned and they want to earn their privileges back right on the spot, after the game, they got to try to do the same action they did against the player right to that player's face.
Yeah.
And if they walk away and if they do it to that player's face and take the consequences of what may happen, then you're allowed back in the arena. If you punk out in that moment, then you're banned.
Yeah, make a man up. I think that's something. And Corey, speaking of manning up, you ready to go camping?
Oh, yeah, I'm ready.
2 weeks, not this weekend, but next weekend, we are going to be up in Petoskey doing some camping at the Sun RV Resort. Right, Joey?
I'm excited just to go out there with my boys and have a nice little camping experience. And Corey, you're a little bit lucky on this one because it's really not like the camping where you go out there and you're on your own. This is that glamping style. That's Sun RV Resorts for you. So check them out right now. Maybe you can book yourself a summer trip. SunRVResorts.com. They got over 160 locations across the U.S. and Canada.
morning, everyone.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
Let's get into Joey's news.
Let's go.
And this one, Fish breaks the news in our group text right here of Naomi Osaka withdrawing from the French Open as of yesterday afternoon after winning her opening match too. This whole thing right here, biggest thing right there. So I never wanted it to be a distraction.
Yeah, I got a lot to say about this.
Yeah.
I want to do a whole sidebar topic to this, maybe after your news, because I think there's a lot that goes into this. What's up, Fish?
Do you have her social media post that she posted?
We do, yep.
Okay, because I was going to say you can pull it up.
Yep.
And that was last Wednesday, too, which is crazy.
I'll read the whole thing about what she said.
Because she made
and all
something, obviously, last Wednesday, but she made something yesterday.
Yep. Got that one, too. So, yeah, we'll talk about that, but interesting scenario that she's created for herself. That's all I got to say about that.
Mental health, obviously, a serious issue that we do not take lightly on the show, but we also have our opinions on this entire thing.
I love her statement.
There you go.
Yeah, so we'll get into that.
There you go. Julio Jones heavily rumored to be heading to the Seattle Seahawks, guys.
Yeah, dude, that team would be ridiculous if they got Julio. And it help keep Russ happy, man. That's the thing. Russ has been wanting out, and, why don't you give him a Julio Jones? He'd be happy with that. Is that your clip you pulled for him? Just him screaming?
My clip. Just this.
Love it.
Lakers, do they have any chance without AD? Mentioned it earlier. Woj tweeted out that I am not hearing great optimism about the possibility of Anthony Davis playing in Game 5.
If he doesn't play, man, the Lakers are done. I'm calling it right now. And you can just see, without AD, that team does not function.
They definitely need AD. In my opinion, I think if the Lakers pull out Game 5, then you're not going to see AD for the rest of the series. I think that Lakers are only going to bring AD back if they're facing an elimination game.
Game 7.
Yeah. They need him, man. They need him because Andre Drummond's not filling that role. Did you see Andre Drummond doing like the fake Kobe on the sideline? Alex, can you play that Andre Drummond video real quick?
That's been his hypest thing, is him on the sidelines.
Look at him.
Oh, yeah, this was a little while ago.
Yeah, that was during Game 3.
That had me dying laughing. Like Andre Drummond. Because, that's the Jordan move. That's the Kobe move. That's the LeBron move. Drummond, you're not in that conversation, bro. Just you're on the bench.
Was he doing that, or was he just replicating LeBron?
He was just trying to mimic LeBron and being funny. Like, because, the whole Lil Crowder matchup was a big thing during Game 3.
But still, man, you're on the bench doing that stuff.
LeBron, Andre Drummond wants that attention off of the court.
Yep.
That's it.
And that's where he is, off of the court.
Off the court.
So there you go.
He, when Andre Drummond is out on that court, he freaking clogs up the lane so damn much. When you look at him next to AD, it's just giants out there.
And what's crazy, the old-time basketball, you'd be like, man, look at the wingspan on those guys. They're taking up the whole court. Now it's like, God, give them some spacing. We can't shoot with those monsters on the court.
And now to catch us all up to speed on the NBA playoffs, Lakers tied 2-2 with the Suns, along with the Nuggets and Blazers tied at both 2 apiece. Bucks sweep the Heat 4-0 on Saturday, and look at the shade in this. I love this tweet right here. This ain't the bubble. Tweeted by the Bucks themselves.
Wow. That's awesome. I love Giannis, too, after the game because they're like, you finished them off in 4 games. It's like, yeah, you're not supposed to play with your food. And that's what they were. They were our food. I was like, oh, all right. I like that mindset.
Yeah, shout out to Tyler Zero and Duncan's Toy Chest, man. They had a horrible series.
At least they're going to get their money, though, off of last year.
Yep. The Hawks beating the Knicks now 3-1 on this series. The Nets also up 3-1 against the Celtics. 76ers ahead of the Wizards 3-1 after preventing the sweep with the 8-point win. And this is the play of that entire game where you see a fan running out there on the court trying to dunk, touch the backboard. Who knows what it is, but check out the security shining.
Dude couldn't even get backboard either.
He didn't hit it?
No.
Man. I love he puts his hands up.
I like how Dwight Howard's just standing over him, too.
Yeah, I think that's the picture of the game. He just looked like, why did you do that?
Right. Now, what are you doing?
These players got to be so sick of all this.
Dude, can you imagine us just showing up to do our job every day and someone, like, you're walking in the studio, some asshole throws popcorn at you, or we're just sitting here and Mikey TikTok throws a 20-ounce at you for no reason? Like, it would be hard to work under those conditions.
Jazz beating the Grizzlies 3-1 on that series now. And lastly, after starting ahead 2-0, the Clippers have now tied the series. And Luka, the dude is frustrated, as you could tell. I feel him, man. I feel him.
Been there, Luka.
Well, it's about time the Clippers came to play.
Yep.
They are the better team.
Right.
I mean, I think Luka might be the better player on the court, just all-around player on the court between both teams. But the Clippers, night and day, have the better team. And the fact that it's 2-2, it's about right. I thought this was going to be a 6-game series. So we'll see if they can go ahead and pull out these next 2 games. But hopefully Luka's not hurt too bad because you love seeing him play.
Yeah, like Luka and Kawhi should be a wash. And then you look at the rest of the teams, that's like, man, the Clippers are clearly better.
Yeah.
But they're not. They're not, which is crazy.
They thought it was going to be a wash for the Yankees, but not in
Hey,
Detroit.
wash your ass because you got swept, boys.
Gave them the sweep, sent their asses back to New York. I thought it was going to be a flawless weekend for us, but unfortunately, we did not get the win yesterday against the Brewers, losing by 1. They take them on tonight again, 7:40 in Milwaukee. But it was good to see some Tigers baseball whooping that ass.
Yeah, especially over the Yankees.
One run is home. Mazzara trots home. The Tigers have the lead.
Beautiful day, too, at Comerica. Look at that weather.
Yeah, shout out to our man Matt Shepard, too. Love Shep.
And we go to the Padres outfielder, Will Myers. We talk about how adding that net would probably be the solution for the NBA. Hey, it doesn't prevent them from getting beer spilled on them.
Oh, no.
In the air, right field. This one's got a chance. Myers back, and it's gone.
The fan goes to catch the ball.
The basket, Oppo for Chris Bryant. And the Cubs home run happy here today.
Oh, did it hit the cup? He tried to catch the ball in the
catching
cup?
the ball with the cup.
Okay.
Led to the beer shower.
See, now that's acceptable fan behavior. That is the only time you can pour beer on an opposing player. Like, obviously, that wasn't intentional. He was going for the ball. It was an accident. That's fine. You're okay, buddy.
Yeah. It's just that respect that baseball has, I feel like, compared to any other sport right now.
Yeah, baseball, you literally go diving into the stands and people will help you out.
Oh, yeah.
Basketball, a little different.
Yep. Yeah. YouTuber Jake Paul, at 24 years old, and former UFC champ Tyron Woodley, 39 years old, have mutually agreed to a deal for a boxing match. Here we go, Corey.
Just boxing.
Just boxing.
Yeah. See, these Paul kids won't get involved in that MMA stuff. They'll stick to boxing.
Why won't they face? Well, Logan's going to face Floyd coming up this week, but outside of, why won't Jake fight people that actually boxed? Why is he fighting retired MMA fighters? Like, if
you know why.
Yeah, I know why. But I'm just like, okay, look, if you're gonna do it, if you're gonna fight an MMA fighter, fight a retired MMA fighter in the octagon. If you want to go boxing, then fight somebody. If you want to fight a retired boxer, then cool.
Right.
Just
Dana
fight
White ain't
just
letting
fight somebody.
that happen ever.
You said what?
Dana White will never let that happen.
Okay, don't get in the cage then, Jake Paul, with the former MMA fighters. If you're gonna do your next boxing match, fight somebody who's a retired boxer who has boxed for their living. If he knocks out an actual boxer or goes, the distance with somebody who formerly boxed, I'd be like, okay, go ahead, Jake Paul. But right now, YouTubers, 40-year-old men who never boxed,
right?
And
fat MMA fighters that are just there to collect a check.
I mean, I'm not gonna hate his hustle, but it's whack. And I'm also liking that a lot of now that everything is kind of getting back to normal, some of these fights that I've been looking forward to, they're starting to come back. Just saw a good fight this weekend with Devin Haney. He almost got knocked out.
And lastly, my new favorite sport, I don't even know if this is a sport, but air diving. You guys see this video? This guy by the name of Luke Akins breaks the world record by jumping 7,620 meters without a freaking parachute.
Wait, what?
No
so
parachute. Look at him, just in there. That's no parachute. And now we fast forward to the end of this when you see him landing.
Wait.
Yes. Just look.
So he lands in a net?
in the freaking net. So he has those assistants, whatever the heck they're called, that are flying before him and after him in case they need him to save him. But he went straight, no parachute. And then my favorite is I see this video on social media and someone comments, huge net, not impressed. Land on your feet if you want my respect.
Yeah, do a rolling somersault when you hit the ground. Show me something. But like, who's the person that's like, you know what's not dangerous enough? Skydiving. You know what I want to do? Land in a net. Let's try that. Like, I don't have that in me. Like,
hell no. How do you practice this? That's my question. There ain't
you
no
better
redos.
not fail.
There ain't no redos.
No, there is no practicing. It's Yoda. There's do or do not. You're either dead or you're alive. That's it. There is no end game to. Corey,
like
would you ever try that? Would you ever try it, Joey?
I wouldn't skydive.
Okay, yeah.
I would, but I'm
Fish,
not ready
what
yet.
about you? Would you jump out of a plane, Fish?
No.
Okay.
I would not jump out of a plane. I have no desire to jump out of a plane.
Yeah, me neither. It's a perfectly working plane. Why the hell would I jump out of it?
And at what point in your life do you think, you know what, parachuting and skydiving is boring?
Right.
I just want to do it without a parachute.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, that's too easy.
It's very similar to, I don't know if you guys remember a few years ago, the guy that type walked over the Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
Everyone was going crazy. The guy's got a harness or a rope connected to his body, so if he falls, he's not going to fly into the lake. He's
but at least that guy had some safety protocols. This dude misses the net. It's curtains.
Right, you got one person in front and two people behind you. What the hell are they going to do?
Well, I know, but I'm just saying that, like, people were excited for this guy, and then everyone was disappointed because he had a safety net over. If you want to be a real man, go over that Niagara Falls with no net. Nothing.
Yeah.
Just walk over it. If you fall, you fall. It's a risk you take.
Right. Show me the death, right, Fish?
But well, I'm sure ABC wouldn't have shown it if he
a little bit of liability on their end if that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. But damn, man, that's crazy to me.
Yeah. That was when I saw that, I was like, holy moly. And now we throw it off to Paige.
Intern Paige is here. She's here Monday and Tuesdays, and she has a part of Joey's news, a report that you have. What's going on, Paige?
Yeah, so Marcell Ozuna, Atlanta Braves outfielder, on Saturday was arrested on account of aggravated assault, strangulation, and misdemeanor battery family violence charges. That's a mouthful. These charges are reportedly a felony with a minimum of 1 year to a maximum of 20 if he is found guilty in court. But Ozuna was posted a $20,000 bond yesterday after being arrested. So allegedly, Ozuna's wife told police that what had happened was she was in the shower. He had walked in with her phones. She asked for them back. He didn't give them back. It didn't say why. I'm assuming he was trying to find something on her phone, and she would not give them back.
Did you say phones, plural?
Phones, plural, yes.
Okay, yeah. She
When you're
up
at
to
their
some
level,
shady shit.
You got two phones. You guys know that song? I won't say the lyrics.
Yeah, one for the plug and one for the hose.
Two.
Yeah. No, believe me, we know.
Yes.
Do you have two phones, Paige?
I do not have two phones.
Okay, so you're a good girl.
I have one. So basically words were said. He threatened to kill her. She was scared. She called the police. So police came, and she was actually being strangled by him when they walked into their home.
Good Lord.
So he did not release his strangling until they had basically pulled him off of her.
In the shower too?
Not in the shower. She was out of the shower at this point, but that was when it happened. Like, she was in the shower, her phones were taken. This was like an ongoing thing. Like, he would not give back her phones. So he actually had a cast on his hand. I think he broke like 2 fingers in a game like last week. And she has wounds on her body from him actually like hitting her with his like cast. So like her wounds on her, it was like on her face that the wounds actually match up with his cast. So that doesn't really help.
So needless to say, she needs to get the hell out of that relationship.
Yes, they were actually going through a divorce, so it's still in the works and in the process. I'm not quite sure why they're still living in the house together if they're going through a divorce. But the MLB is aware of the arrest, and they are reviewing with the joint policy against domestic violence, I guess, is what they have in place, and this sort of thing happens, so they know what to do in this situation. He could face a long suspension in the MLB if he doesn't get charged with worse. So.
Wow. All right. Well, thank you for the update on that. This guy's an absolute idiot. Like, I don't care what's on your girl's phone. You can't run into the shower and beat the hell out of her with your cast and then have like that's the weird part is the images on her face matched up with his cast. Like, ugh. That's a
It does not help his case at all with
No,
cast.
no, get this guy the hell out of the league. It's pretty simple. Obviously, he can't handle himself. Well, thank you, Paige, for that. We appreciate you coming in and doing part of Joey's News with him every Monday and Tuesday.
Love the addition, but now I hate that I have to follow that story up. We're talking about Bridge Street Exchange. Make sure you head there, downtown Fenton, or their newest, soon-to-be open, Somerset collection. They got a little pop-up store in there. It looks so beautiful, and right now is the time. I mean, you see the sun shining right behind me. Time to update your wardrobe, and you got to go check out Bridge Street Exchange, downtown Fenton. Tell them Woodward Sports sent you. You'll get 15% off your entire order.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We're recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10.5 months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
a graduate of Northwestern Tech. Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show, live on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. Thank you guys for waking up with us, being a part of the conversation in the chat, liking, subscribing, sharing, doing everything that you got to do, retweet, and, of course, just, being a part of the morning show. So thank you guys so much. Joey, you touched on this topic in your news, and I think it's a little bigger topic than just touching on it in the news. It's turned into a whole thing. Naomi Osaka has officially pulled out of the French Open after she was going to be fined $15,000 for not speaking to the press. We talked about this last week a little bit. We touched on it, just how she said that it was to do with her mental health, but really her main thing was she didn't want to be asked questions that made herself doubt herself. And from that, I kind of was like, all right, not exactly a great reason to not live up to your contract and not do what you need to do to get you onto the platform you need to be. And since then, because of this, I feel she's created an environment for herself that has made it even worse than if she would have just gone and spoke to the media like normal.
And that's the thing is, anytime you take something into social media before you actually address it, it's going to lead to something more. And yes, I get it that you don't want to face your doubters, but that ain't how this world works. Unfortunately, you chose a profession that relies on media. That's how all of these athletes get paid, is by all of these contracts. And hate to admit it, but when you sign a contract, you're obligated to doing things to follow through on that contract.
Yeah, it's not hate to admit it. That's life. That's just life.
Yeah.
If you're willing to collect the reward, you got to do some of the things you don't want to do. And I think she's created a bigger circus out of this because now she's front page of everything. Mm-hmm. Everybody's talking about her. Everybody's, has an opinion on her, whether it be for or against her. And to me, that creates more stress and more issues if you were debating than just going out there doing your 10-minute report or answering questions, and then going out and do the thing you love.
And we got to preface this. Obviously, mental health is a serious deal.
Yeah.
So when you bring in the whole to help my mental health, that's no joke. I don't care if it's sports. I don't care if it's personal life. Mental health's got to be taken seriously.
I think we need to, before I say anything, I want to get into her statement because I think the statement that she released yesterday, that really brings home everything. Because if we just talk about her initial response, it doesn't do the conversation much justice.
Sure. Let's go ahead.
So I thought you were going to.
Oh, I can read it if you want me to. Yeah. Let me pull it up real quick. But I know where you're going with this. Is it puts like kind of a whole thing on this? Or wait.
And obviously we don't know all the details. So to make any assumptions, I mean, we could obviously share our opinions on this. And when you hear about a social media post from last Wednesday,
she
says, see this unfold.
Hey, everybody, this isn't a situation I ever imagined or intended when I posted a few days ago. I think now the best thing for the tournament and other players for my well-being is that I withdraw so that everybody can get back to focusing on tennis going on in Paris. I never wanted to be a distraction. I accept that my timing was not ideal and my message could have been clearer. More importantly, I would never trivialize mental health or use the term lightly. The truth is that I have suffered long bouts of depression since the U.S. Open in 2018, and I really have a hard time coping with that. Anyone that knows me knows I'm introverted, and anyone that has seen me at the tournaments will notice that I'm often wearing headphones as it helps dull out my social anxiety. Though the tennis press has always been kind to me, and I want to apologize, especially to all the cool journalists I may have hurt. I am not a natural public figure.
Public speaker.
Sorry, I got cut off on Instagram.
As all these athletes are. I mean, anytime you meet athletes personally, they're also, most of them that I meet, I can't say all, they don't like that attention. They don't like talking to media.
It's more to it. I'll get to it. It says, I'm not a natural public speaker and get huge waves of anxiety before I speak to the world's media. I get really nervous and find it stressful to always try to engage and give you the best answers I can. So here in Paris, I was already feeling vulnerable and anxious, so I thought it was better to exercise self-care and skip the press conferences. I announced it preemptively because I do feel like the rules are quite outdated in parts, and I wanted to highlight that. I wrote privately to the tournament apologizing and saying that I would be more than happy to speak with them after the tournament, as the slams are intense. I'm going to take some time away from the court now, but when the time is right, I really want to work with the tour to discuss ways we can make things better for the players, press, and fans. Anyways, hope you all are doing well, staying safe. Love you guys, and I'll see you when I see you.
Right.
Now, for me, when she made her initial statement, I thought that it was a little bland. I didn't understand where she was coming from. It was just like, you don't like to be criticized and everything like that. Like, what's going on with you? Like, then she released this statement. Anybody who reads that statement, they have to feel her emotions. They have to see her accountability, and they have to see her intent. She owned the fact that she was this distraction. She owned the fact that she could have had better timing, and she gave a history of her mental health issues. And what she's doing is, people were critical of her and her timing of it, and you know what she did? She said, you know what? I'm a distraction. I apologize. I know I need to go work on my mental health. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to remove myself from the situation. You can't get mad. You can't get mad at her.
I can't get mad, but I can laugh at the situation that she created and then wants to walk away from. Like that. That to me is the biggest weird part of this. And yes, mental health is of course a major issue. I'm never going to address that. But when you make yourself the story and then say, "Oh, I've made myself the story. I got to step away." Well, that's on you.
Well,
you were the one who made the story. Like, nobody would be talking about her outside of context of tennis if it wasn't for her bringing this all to attention. If it wasn't for her giving a half-assed explanation the first time around.
Okay, here's the thing. She owned that.
Right.
So the thing is, if she owned it, why then trip her up from walking away from it after she owned that, hey, I could have done this better. She stepped away for her mental health. We don't know what's going on in her heart. We don't know what's going on in her mind or her mental, but she gave us a peek inside, and she said, hey, I did wrong. You know what? I'm going to step away and work on me. That is the part. If we're going to laugh at that, then, I mean, hell, who should even really try to work on themselves? I applaud the fact that she said, you know what?
And that's what she wants by hiding behind the mental health angle.
How is that
and that's
hiding?
What she wants. The sympathy. She wants all this.
I'm sorry.
Because her initial reasoning for why she didn't want a press conference is because she didn't want to be asked questions that made her doubt herself.
But she already said that she's introverted. So if she's explaining herself in the statement, why trip her up for explaining what's going on with her health when she apologized?
She's made this all about her, and then she's mad that it's all about her.
That's a bullshit take.
It's not a bullshit take. It's a real take.
No, it's not a real take. That's
nobody would be talking about Naomi Osaka if it wasn't for Naomi Osaka.
She mentioned it. So why get mad?
She didn't mention it. She made it all about her.
Oh my God.
She made it all about her, and now she doesn't want it to be about her.
She
made
it about her.
She made it about her.
No, see, you're sounding stupid.
You started out saying that you don't want to do this because you don't want to address doubters.
Right.
And she came out and said, you know what? I was wrong. She owned it. She owned it and said, I'm going to step away.
After she throws the grenade, she owns it. Who cares?
Who cares? She did.
She apologized. She lit the house on fire and was like, I burnt the house down. I'm sorry.
So here's what's going to happen. She is going to go out. She would have stayed out there. Then something may have tragically happened. You're like, oh man, why didn't she? If she really has so much going on, why didn't she take the time away to go work on herself? She effing did that, and we're still bitching about it. What the fuck?
I'm bitching about it because there wouldn't be a story had she not created the story.
And she
that's
created the
part
story,
about
like
all
she
this.
said, intentionally to draw attention to an issue. And she owned the fact that she did it the wrong way, and she apologized. So if we're going to sit up here and talk about we care about mental health, don't give me that shit when she walks away and takes care of her mental health, because you're talking out of here.
How is this helping her? How is this helping her?
It helped her
How is
because
this
she
situation
walked
helped her
away.
at all?
Because
She's on every news cover now. She's getting coverage by national, international. She's being talked about by people that probably shouldn't be talking about her. She's being talked about by people who should be. She has made herself into what she was afraid to address to begin with. And if you can't see that, I'm sorry.
No,
but she made a non-story into a story.
No,
period.
It's not a non-story. It's not a non-story.
She
She brought something important to the conversation, and she owned the fact that she went about it the wrong way. She released a heartfelt.
A week later.
Who cares when that fucking comes?
I care. This is why you don't care, because, like I said, you'll let her burn down the building and be like, I'm sorry I built down the building. I didn't mean
fuck
to.
her health and let's worry about the establishment.
She's hiding behind her health and you're buying into it.
How are you? Oh, you know what's in her heart? Did you talk to her
You know
doctor?
what's in her heart? You talk to her? We can do this both ways.
She released she released a statement, and you read into it on some dumb shit.
I read her first statement, and I read it
and you
on
read
some real shit.
So you read
now
her,
you want to read now that she already has the attention, now that she already has the focus on her, you want to read that and absolve her from everything that she already did.
I'm not absolving
her. That's fine.
I would not
you
absolve
can
her.
have your take on it. I think it's weak shit.
Moderator, step in
It
here.
was dumb shit coming out of your mouth.
I gotta be a moderator on this segment,
that's fine.
guys.
You're spitting dumb shit.
Hey,
too.
I'm not spitting dumb shit. You got all the comments. You got all the commenters agreeing with me and saying, like, what stick order you on?
That's fine. I'm not here to please the commenters.
I'm not here to please the commenters anyway, but you're showing how fucking insensitive you are.
To somebody who wanted the attention and then's like, I don't like attention.
If you think that she's walking away from it because of attention, then
what is it about? That's what it's all about. It's attention.
It's not about attention. She owned the fact that she went about it the wrong way. She owned the fact that she has mental health issues. She gave the history. She talked about why she didn't speak before. If you've ever watched the Naomi Osaka interview, she barely effing speaks when she talks to begin with. She's quiet.
Why are you
She's
getting
soft-spoken.
so offended that
I'm not offended.
That she created a mess.
I'm not
she
offended.
created a mess, whether you like it or not.
Here's the thing.
What's up, Fish? What you got?
So she announced it yesterday, and I believe it was 1:30ish. And my only problem was at 1:30 there was tennis on, and the commentators, obviously they stopped the breaking news to say Naomi Osaka withdrawal, which is fine. But then they would talk about it during the other matches going on. Oh, I can't speak. I'm speechless. I don't even want to commentate tennis anymore. Like, they're praising her, and then every 15, 20 minutes they'll go back and talk about Naomi Osaka for 10 minutes while there's tennis going on. Why are we...
So the irony of the issue is she doesn't want to be talked about, but she's created a situation where
she
is the
didn't want to be
point.
talked about.
She doesn't want anybody asking her questions.
She could have waited until after.
She said that she cannot handle the questions right now because of her mental health issues.
And do you think the situation now is worse than it was a week ago?
I don't care about what the fuck the media thinks about the situation.
I'm not saying what things. I'm talking about questions that are going to be asked. I'm talking about cameras in her face.
Of course, she's gonna.
So
when she comes back,
whether you like it or not, when
she comes back, when she's prepared and mental health, I'm pretty sure that she's going to address those questions when her health is correct, and when that time is right. More power to her. She obviously has the money to step away from the game. She made over $38 million last year. So I applaud her for saying, you know what? I don't want me skipping the press every game to be a bigger distraction than I intended it. I apologize for that. You know what? To prevent this from becoming a bigger issue, I'm going to walk away. I'm going to withdraw from the tournament.
Right, now that all the talk is about me, I'll walk away.
So you really think that she did all of this just to draw the attention?
I don't know what her point was. All I know is her actions caused this, and this is where we're living right now. So no matter what you want to say, her initial thoughts were, her initial reasoning for this, we're here now. She's the lead on Sports Center now. So we're talking about her on our show now. She's having Twitter fights with Piers Morgan now. Serena Williams is commenting about her now. All the people are commenting during the tournament about her now.
But is that the main point?
I know you want to ignore all of that.
I'm not ignoring it.
But she has made herself the story.
But that's the part
period.
you're focusing more about her being the story as a part of what
because
she
that's
said.
exactly what she didn't want to be. So what she did put her in a situation she doesn't want to be in, which I think is insane. And so, like, if she would have just towed the line, if she would have just fulfilled her contract, done 10 minutes worth of interviews, she could have dealt with her mental health, gotten help, pulled out of it, like, done all of this. But she wanted to create this storm, and now we're living in it.
I think the fact that you think she created this storm,
she did,
just to put the onus on herself and draw unwanted attention is the dumbest fucking take I've ever heard regarding mental health.
I don't know, man. Your boys with Rob Parker.
Hey, and your boys with whoever the fuck your boys with, but
right.
you're still talking like a stupid fucker.
No,
Corey,
whether you want to admit it or not, Corey, had she not
started
this last week, we wouldn't be here this week.
But also too, which was some punk shit right there. Don't go at my people to try to justify my take. Get me on my take. Don't draw Rob Parker into this shit. Go at my take. Go at me.
I'll go at your take. Whether you want to admit it or not, without her doing what she did last week, we would not be here this week. Period.
Okay, and that's fine.
And that's all I'm arguing. She's made it worse on herself.
But the thing about it is, you are trying to.
She's made it worse on herself.
You're trying to get on her case about it
because she's made it worse on herself. The point was for her to have to be free.
Bottom line, to appease Stick, be a good soldier, fulfill your contract, and toe the line and fuck your health.
Oh God, yeah. Bottom line, sorry, live up to expectations, live up to things you've committed to.
You know what?
God forbid you live up to anything you've ever committed to in your life.
You know
because
what?
you may be a little upset.
But here's the thing: if she signed up for the tournament, she has contractual obligation, and she has to fulfill them. If she knows that she cannot fulfill those contractual obligations due to her mental health, I applaud her for walking away.
Yeah. Fish, what do you got to say on this, buddy?
I was just going to say, tennis. You guys never talk about tennis.
That's what Fish is happy about. That's what she's happy about. Tennis is being talked about like crazy.
Tennis going on now. But you're talking about her because it's a big story. You guys never talk about tennis, and you're bringing up it affects.
Yeah, it's turned into quite a big story, and that's really what I'll keep leaning back on. Like 2 weeks ago, she could have handled all of her mental health stuff on the side. She could have silently pulled out of the tournament and not played.
We're up here policing how people handle their mental health. Ain't that a bitch?
Right, mental health is awful. I don't want anyone to go through mental health.
Shit.
But what if it comes
If you
to
knew
a
you
point,
had fucking mental problems, why'd you sign up for the tournament, Corey? Like, honestly, come on. At some point, you gotta have people take responsibility.
You don't get to fucking dictate when somebody handles their mental health.
You don't get to dictate what the fuck I think when they put on a parade.
I'm not saying you are. I'm just going at your take. I'm not telling you what to think. I'm just challenging what you think. It's a difference.
Yeah, but you're not challenging. You're just saying, oh, she's allowed to do whatever the hell she wants. Yes, she is.
If that's all that you heard, then you obviously need to get some Q-tips because you didn't comprehend what anything I just said up here.
I'm listening to what you're saying, Corey, but you're not hearing what I'm saying.
I am hearing what you're saying.
Would she be in this situation had she not put herself in it?
You said what?
Would she be in this situation had she not put herself in it?
Of course, she even said it. She even said it. She acknowledged it. So why do we have to beat a dead horse when she acknowledged that I created a bigger storm than it had to be? I apologize. Let me walk away.
It's still about her.
Of course it's about her. She's the fucking subject.
Right. Which she put herself in that situation but doesn't want people talking about it. It blows my mind. So you can protect her. You can do all you want, man.
I'm not protecting her.
You
I don't know her.
It's fine. It's
I don't know her. You just don't like my take, so you're going to try to...
Your take is fine.
There's a million people with
your take is the entire world.
Yeah,
there's nobody in this world that got Stick's take.
Yeah, and that's fine with me.
You're just saying
I don't need to have the people behind me to support my opinion.
Well, you know what? Bottom line for me, because I don't want to continue talking circles. Hey, she did what she had to do.
Jesus, this is what she had to do.
She did what she had to do at the bottom line. Could she have won it about a better way? Yes. If you want to say she shouldn't have been in the tournament, hey, let's have the argument. But you know what? She got triggered when she triggered. She decided to leave, and hopefully, moving forward, she will come back to her sport when she's mentally ready and her health is in order so that she does not have to go through this situation again. I respect.
Here's my question, Corey. Does she deserve this $15,000 fine? Because that's what's pissing me off is people saying she didn't deserve this because of her mental
deserves
health.
the fine because she was still a part of the tournament.
Okay.
She
I just wanna make
deserves
sure you had that.
she deserves the fine. I'm not saying absolve her of the fine. If you don't fulfill your contractual obligations, then yes, you should be fined. I have no problem with the French Open fining her for skipping her press obligations, but at the same time, I also don't have a problem with her walking away from tennis because right now she needs to get herself together. Everybody is in the clear. If she even has any more fines that come down the line because she pulled out of the tournament, I'm fine with those. I'm fine. I'm okay with her being fined for that as well because again, you have to fulfill your contract, but I would rather her go ahead and take whatever fine she has to take and pay whatever fine she has to pay as opposed to hearing something tragic come down the line because she did not take the time away from the game to get herself right.
Stick is not, all right, come, it's Corey. You know Stick ain't saying that.
I know he's not. But the thing about this, here's the thing about this.
It is what it is, man.
I can't say that. I can't say that I don't know that.
It is. He said it a million times. He's just saying what he sees in this whole thing. That's all.
It goes back to the don't start nothing, won't be nothing. And we wouldn't be here if we just would have played by the rules. It's really that simple. What's up, Fish?
My only worry is that more people are going to do this. And it's
well,
not
of course,
just
you empower people to,
and it's not just become a tennis thing because all the people are saying the tennis tour need a full investigation on this. Well, I want to hear people speak.
Right. Listen, there's no investigation. When you bring mental health, you have to respect it no matter what.
Yeah,
and
but
that's
it's part of your job to speak to people.
Yep. But if you don't like the
and you still have to
pressure,
stay off social media. And what if you're walking down the street going to a cafe and some guy says, Naomi, you fucking prick, and stuff like that? Well,
life's going to be very hard. And that's just going to be the bottom line. If you can't handle people asking you hard questions and, you doubt yourself. And, Mikey TikTok actually brought up a great point earlier. There's a difference between being depressed and sad. And it's okay to be sad sometimes. So that doesn't mean you're depressed. That means you're a human. That means you're going through emotion. I think this generation, anytime they get sad, it's over-the-top depression and I'm fighting something. It's like, no, this is called life. It's like this. It goes up and down. You're going to have very high moments. You're going to have very low moments. The key is not to live in any of those moments to where you're existing only there. So, to me, I just hate that she created this storm for herself, which is the exact opposite of what she was trying to do in the beginning. And all it's done is snowball out of control.
Corey, you're a journalist. What if it was Super Bowl week, right? Mm-hmm. You're out there at Media Day in L.A. for 2022 Super Bowl. Hopefully the Lions will be in. What if they just said, all right, we're canceling the Media Day because all the players need to take mental health, no press for the whole week?
Wouldn't care. Wouldn't care.
You wouldn't care?
No, because if there's something going on and the players needed to go address their mental health, go ahead. Go about your business. Go ahead and deal with your mental health. I'm somebody who deals with mental health issues daily. So if you got to go take a step away to go get yourself together, go do what you got to go do.
That's fine, but they shouldn't be playing the game.
No, you can't dictate what somebody gets to do. Because people have different triggers. Mental health is not a black and white thing. It's not like, oh, you're good with this and then you're good with that. It affects different people differently. I'm able to be up here and argue with Stick and Joey, but then I might go home and something may bother me there and trigger me, and I might not be able to go back home. It affects different people. It's one of those things that you just can't put into a box and identify. So if a player says, you know what, right now I don't want to talk to the press because I got to get myself in my right mind to go out there and go play a violent sport, go ahead and go do what you got to do. I may not like it. Because I'm a journalist and I got to go get a story. I want to go get a quote out of a Tom Brady or a Patrick Mahomes. It will suck for me, but at the same time, I'm not gonna. If a person said they're gonna take a mental health break or whatever, anything like that, I'm gonna take them at their word, and I'll make a story out of that.
And when you mention violent sport, you're not talking about tennis, right? I just want to clarify.
No, not tennis.
That's violent. It can be violent.
It could be.
You see John McEnroe back in the day, man? That guy was crazy. So this is the situation that we're in. Mental health is obviously a clear thing. and it's something that we should be taking seriously, but there's also ways to go about treating your mental health with not making it worse on yourself.
Let me ask you this. What made you the most mad, disappointed in this whole story? Was it her social media post? Taking it to social media before anything else?
Listen, I'm not mad, disappointed, or anything. I have no feelings towards Naomi Osaka, good nor bad, period.
Right.
Like, I'm just an observer, and I'm thinking, I've watched somebody claim mental health, give a shitty explanation for it last week, and then this week, boom goes the dynamite, and now all I can think of is this girl who didn't even want to answer 10 minutes worth of questions is now going to be bombarded for the rest of at least this year with social media, with just questions in general, with requests for interviews, with all this stuff that she's claiming she doesn't want. And it's just, to me, it didn't work out the way I think she wanted it to work out, to where she could just step away, take her time, and nobody would say anything. She's created a larger vacuum for her to live in than that was previously there before. And to me, that's the most ironic part about all of this. Is her trying to fix her mental health has only caused more time and more opportunity for people to come at her for her mental health. It's very weird. It's very weird to me.
I love it. She's open. She was honest. She's going to try to do the work in private to work with these organizations and explain her take. And again, I think
social media isn't private. She's been putting this out on social. That's not private.
Well,
that's the platform always.
Here's the thing.
Right. That's
her
platform.
But the thing about it is, transparency can help anybody who deals with mental health. So somebody like me, her transparency, I loved it. Like when Kevin Love opened up about his mental health, I loved it. DeMar DeRozan, I loved it. I love when athletes are transparent about their mental health. And because the thing about it is, you don't know when it's going to hit you. You don't know what's going to trigger you, and you don't know how it's going to affect you. So, I mean, that's just my take on it.
Yeah, no, like I said, mental health is a real thing. You got to deal with it. I just think, sometimes you got to be careful, or you create a bigger situation than you could have just walked away from. So,
but I will say this right now, this exact conversation is why people do not speak out.
Why?
If you don't get it, then I mean, I'm gonna be honest. As somebody who works here, the response from you guys, it really disappointed me.
Why?
Because I just think it was just insensitive, and I just think it was insensitive.
What part of it's insensitive?
The entire thought process about it. If she would have did this, then this wouldn't have happened.
You can't see that she made her situation worse than it was a week ago.
I don't know how many. Do we got to rewind?
Okay,
this?
So why is that insensitive though?
No,
I'm because the thing about
it
is,
is,
agreeing with me, how's it insensitive?
But the thing is, because that's the part that you're focusing on.
Because that's all I care about, and that's all I've said this whole time is, listen, I don't care about Naomi Osaka, period.
Obviously.
Right, I don't. And I'm not going to sit up here and pretend I do. I think that's more disingenuous than anything you can do. What I can tell you is, from an outside perspective, she's worse off now than she was a week ago.
In your opinion, we don't know that.
Oh, she's getting more media attention this week than last week.
Is she getting more media attention, or did she just bring more attention to a conversation, which I think is going to be the bigger point?
She's getting more media attention. Period.
She's getting more media attention,
right,
but
which is what she didn't want. You can't see the irony in that.
She didn't. She said she didn't
see that.
I see the.
Corey, I see your take. You're saying that this is still bringing a lot of praise on mental recognition towards mental health awareness.
Exactly.
I get it. There's both sides to this take. Stick's just giving an opinion. You can't really say he's desensitized towards this because yes, it comes off that way.
I can have an opinion.
You can have an opinion.
Yeah,
but he's also still recognizing it. All he's saying is that if there's a problem, come out, say there's that problem, and move forward.
But the thing is, here's the thing. We don't get to dictate when that person decides to do that.
We don't.
That's just that opinion. And she doesn't get to dictate how much negative feedback she's going to get from this and how much press and how many questions. And that's what I'm saying. All she wanted to do was stay away from this, and all she's done is make it worse for herself. Period. End of story. And that's where we're at. So
that's end of topic too. I think there's no more.
We'll move on. Adam's bets. Let's get someone calm up here. Can we get Adam up here?
Calm.
That's when you know we've gone off the rails this morning. Corey, hold on 1 second. Joey, tell him about, or you want me to tell him about Hall Financial?
Yeah, you can tell him about it because Hall's our boy.
Yeah, David Hall Financial. They will take care of you if your interest rate is over 3% right now. Let them take a look at your mortgage so they can get you under that percentage. Save you a bunch of money right now on your home loan, and it's real easy. You go to davidhallmortgage.com, and yeah, they'll save you money. Let them know that Woodward Sports sent you. Lower payments, better options, more personal attention. Hall Financial.
We are here, downtown Fenton, my favorite Bridge Street Exchange.
That's right. And you want to switch up your wardrobe this summer? It's this easy. Ready, Joey?
I'm ready.
All right, you ready? I like it. You want to do it again?
Yeah, let's do it again.
All right. Ooh, Brixton. Nice. One more time?
Yes.
Ooh, I like the hat on this one, too. You ready to do it one more time, Joey?
I'm getting tired. One last one.
All right, let's change it. Bro, where's your shirt? You need new clothes this summer. Bridge Street Exchange in Fenton. That's where you need to go. Thank you, guys. Welcome back. It is the Morning Woodward Show live on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. Thank you guys for being a part of the conversation, even the hard conversations. And it's okay that we don't agree on everything. And, you know, I see you commenting in the chat. It hurts my feelings. Don't do that. Nah, I don't give a shit. What's up, Adam? How you doing?
What's up, guys? How was your weekend?
It was a great. You see this color, man?
You mean this burn?
Is that burn or was that conversation?
It's
it was
through
one
the
or
clouds, and I got a sunburn. So yeah,
that's the sun that gets you the most, though.
Yeah.
When it's cloudy and then that sun's being covered, that's when it gets you the most.
Yeah, and when you're this pale and haven't seen the sun in 8 months, it gets you. But I feel good. Normally, like I feel like when I watch back the shows, like the light just blinds you when it's reflecting off of me. Now you can actually tell that I'm a human being.
Yeah, welcome back.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. How was your weekend?
It was good. It was good.
How'd your bets go?
4-1 yesterday.
Attaboy.
One team threw me off. Tigers threw me off. I needed them to lose by more than a run. It's okay.
I mean, after that
Same bet
Yankees
again
weekend, I feel you.
Yeah, I mean, I knew they were going to lose, but whatever.
All right, well, let's get into your bets for today, man. Let's look at these. How are they looking?
We'll start with NBA playoffs. I mean, it's never a bad bet to bet on the playoffs, let alone the Nets, who are probably the favorites right now to come out of the East. Having said that, I'm going to take the Nets to cover. 12.5 points is a shit ton. Wow. Having said that, they've covered the spread in every win. I kind of called it that the Celtics would cover in the game that they ended up winning. It took Tatum scoring 50 points. He's probably not scoring 50 tonight. This game will be over probably midway into the third quarter. Expect the Nets to blow them out, honestly. And then I'll take the Nuggets on the money line. I get them slightly as favorites. Portland's not a bad bet in this game, but I think Jokic bounces back. Him and Porter had a really rough night. No chance it's going to happen back-to-back nights. I will take the Nuggets. And then the total points scored is going to be the over at 207.5. Granted, this series has been super defensive and low scoring, mainly because the offensive stars haven't been scoring. But I'll take 207.5. That's a really fair number. I get it basically at even money. And honestly, a Suns bet isn't a bad bet. They should be the favorites tonight without Anthony Davis. I'll move to hockey. We'll take the Lightning on the money line. I get them literally at almost even money, minus 105. It's a great bet. I think they're a better team. I think they're probably the favorites right now to come out of the conference and get to the Stanley Cup Finals. So I'm looking forward to that series. And then the last game, I'm going to rectify last night. They cost me a freaking whatever. I'm not going to swear. They cost me my parlay last night. God dang it, Detroit. Please lose by more than a run. 3-2, unacceptable yesterday. Just lose in style. Come on, Christian Yelich is back. So is Cody Bellinger. Finally, two major stars in the NL are back. But for this game, I need Yelich to go off, get back into the groove of things. We'll take the Brewers to cover minus 1.5 runs. $50 goes a long way on this bet. $1,358. And honestly, it's like a safe ticket. There's nothing on there that's like very concerning to me. Obviously, the Brewers game is an underdog line, but everything else is essentially even money. I mean, these are all close games, close ones to call, and I'm feeling really good about it.
Yeah, I'm loving that Lakers-Suns over 207. Like, I think that's an easy
It's so low. I mean, you can't tell me
easy.
this game doesn't finish 108, 102.
Right.
How is that not achievable in today's NBA? I just don't understand it. I think it's...
That's by the end of the third quarter, man.
Yeah, it's a super free bet. Almost never mind. Let's not go there.
Well, it was a Brooklyn game the other day. They had like 120 points going into the fourth quarter. I literally thought it was the end of the game.
I'm going to steal Fish's thunder. I don't know if he put it in his facts today, but James Harden, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Durant became the highest scoring trio in NBA playoffs history. I believe it was at 142 points scored. combined, absolutely amazing. The most broken team in the NBA right now. Kevin Durant is the most broken player in the NBA, and James Harden is absolutely efficient. Unreal. 15
he looks like he got fat again, though. Do you see that?
I don't care. I'll take fat James Harden all day. 15 of 19, 16 assists. Can get a. I mean, talk about value. He is very valuable right now for the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah, and our boy.
Speaking of not valuable. Russell Westbrook.
Oh, don't start this shit. Come on, I just had to have it out with Corey. Now you're going to bring up Russell Westbrook.
I'm not going to say
21 rebounds last night.
I'm not going to antagonize you. I'm going to speak some truth, and I really want you to pay attention because I'm really going to educate you.
That group chat.
I'm going to educate you right now. So let's
Make sure
just
your ears are open.
Rewind the clock to yesterday. You know, you were adamant in the chat that this guy is absolutely phenomenal, one of the best point guards in the game.
Correct.
The triple-double he posted up, nobody could do, yada, 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 whatever. Let's backtrack to his last season with Kevin Durant, where he was actually a valuable rebounder. Now, I'm going to list off a bunch of numbers right now, and I want you to follow me, all right? In his last season with Kevin Durant, he ranked 17th in the NBA. Freaking impressive, very impressive, in true rebounding value. Meaning that when Russell Westbrook on the Oklahoma City Thunder got a rebound, it was valuable for the team. His last season, he finished 17th with KD. KD leaves, obviously, you all know what happens. Russell Westbrook goes on a triple-double spree, correct? In those 3 seasons after, he finished 67th, 58th, and 54th in true rebounding value. Detrimental to the team. Let's go to the next stat. 11.5 rebounds a game. That's what he averaged this year, correct? You know how many were contested? Only 2.3. 2.3 of the 11.5 were contested rebounds. Let's go.
If I would have known we were going to have a Russell Westbrook debate, I would have done my homework.
There's no homework to do. It's all here.
Homework to do.
Believe me, I did all the work for you. The average time it takes him to get an assist when he doesn't have 10 or more assists, meaning he's going for that triple-double, takes him about 3 minutes. Pretty good. That's pretty efficient.
Well, that's
getting
a deep dive
getting an assist, getting an assist every 3 minutes.
Westbrook's awesome.
It's pretty efficient, right? Now, when he gets to 10 assists, he shuts down and he goes for the points. He goes for the rebounds, and it takes him 7 minutes to get an assist. All right. And then my last and favorite point: when Russell Westbrook joined the Rockets, they won 9 less games. They had a lower true offensive rating over the season when they had just broken the NBA record the season prior. The most turnovers that the Rockets had.
Man, you hate Russell Westbrook this much that you did this much research on him.
The most turnovers in the last 10 years in Rockets history when he joined the team. And, of course, let's not forget, he took the Washington Wizards, guys. Talk about GOAT status here, all right? Zoom in on me, please. I really want people to pay attention to this.
Oh, he took him from a 9 to an 8 seed.
took them from a 9 seed
He's so
all the way up to an 8 seed.
So what
my God.
So what you're telling me is you made him a playoff team.
Oh, my goodness.
They weren't a playoff team before he was there, but they're a playoff team now. That's what you're saying.
Yep. Absolutely.
That's
you know what he does in the
literally what you just
playoffs?
said.
You know what he does in the playoffs? He loses.
Triple-double last night. That's what I saw in the playoffs.
Yep. He just loses. He just
last
loses.
night.
A career 28% win rate in the playoffs.
Supposed to lose to the number 1 seed. You
then
know
don't
this.
talk about why is an 8 seed with Russell Westbrook on their team. Why are they an 8 seed? They have Bradley Beal.
Right, who you
that
guys,
should be a
you
6
guys
seed,
bow
5
down
seed.
to, but Beal, you know,
Beal actually made the assist.
26% win percentage when Beal scores over 40 points. The
That's
lowest
not ideal
over 40
for your
in the
star
league.
player to score 40 points. That's not how you win basketball games.
But
you know
all
who
the
actually
players
made the
that do
assist
get
that
40?
closed the game? Bradley Beal. You know why? Because Russell Westbrook actually doesn't make impactful assists
Joey,
and
how's your day
impactful
going?
rebounds.
Let him keep going.
I mean, you can hate on Russ all
I'm
you
not
want,
hating on
but
him.
you're hating on a game last night. The dude put up
I'm not.
21 rebounds,
I'm
like
not.
17
I'm telling you
assists,
that.
and had,
Oh, you know what? Speaking of that amazing game, quote unquote, that he had last night, he had the lowest plus minus on the floor out of all the Washington and 76ers teams. The Sixers lost, and he still had a worse plus minus. What more can I give you? The guy doesn't impact the team. They're down 3-1, and Joel Embiid was out. Don't even start that.
But all you do is tell me, I don't care about winners. I don't care about losers.
He's not a winner.
I don't care about
He's
losers.
not a winner. He's not a winner.
Is
And
Chris Paul a winner?
He's more of a winner than Russell Westbrook is.
In what capacity?
In what capacity? He makes more of an impact on his teams.
Every single time.
They
he
go
goes to
further
a
in
new
the
team.
playoffs than Russell Westbrook ever has. So let's not even go there. They're both not even in the same category. Chris Paul is more valuable and was actually more deserving
Neither
of an
of them
MVP.
won a championship, correct?
Wait. Let me finish.
No.
Let's go through the story. Was Chris Paul at any point in his career considered the best point guard at his position, the best player at his position?
I mean, he's always been in the debate.
Right?
Yeah.
Russell Westbrook in his career has never been regarded as
always
one of,
been in the
No,
debate.
he hasn't.
Yes,
Steph
he has.
Curry, Damian Lillard, Chris Paul. He has never been in that conversation,
Yes,
and
he
you're
has.
just ignorant to even say it. No one ever looks at Russell Westbrook and says, wow, that is the best point guard in the game. Even when he averaged the triple-double, he led them to a 7 seed. Get that shit out of here, man.
So did you enjoy that victory last night?
I
Watching
did.
Russell
I was
Westbrook
so happy
school,
for
school
you.
everybody?
I was so happy. It's much nicer and better for the NBA if it's a gentleman's sweep instead of a sweep. So I'm happy for him. I'm happy for him.
Yeah,
you know?
honestly,
the same way
I
you
would
coddle
expect Russell
the same way
Westbrook
you
to-
coddle Russell Westbrook's balls. I wish you would bring that same energy for LeBron when he puts up a 37, 15, and 15 average in the finals, and then you give him shit for losing it. But
LeBron is losing to the Suns.
LeBron is losing to the Suns without AD. Put Russell Westbrook on the Lakers. They don't even make the playoffs, even if they had AD. So let's keep that in mind. Thank you very much.
Okay. Well, when LeBron's out of the playoffs, we can have this conversation.
No. You're not even listening. LeBron can go in a final series, average 37, 15, and 15, and you'll sit there and say triple doubles don't matter. You got to win. The best players of all time win the game.
Triple doubles matter.
Oh
It
no, they
shows you're
don't. No,
contributing
they
to the
don't.
game.
No, they don't. I just told you that 2 out of the 11 he averages a game are uncontested. Dude doesn't do shit. He literally takes rebounds from his teammates.
21 rebounds doesn't do shit.
Yeah, it doesn't. It didn't impact the game. If you actually watch the game, he was 3 of 19 from the field.
Yep.
Like, don't even
He had a
go
bad
there.
shooting night.
He had a bad.
If he
That's
has
his career.
if he has an
He can't
average
shoot
shooting
the
night-
ball. Oh my goodness.
Your hate for
Honestly,
Russell
I get why
Westbrook is
Corey.
next level.
I get why Corey gets
Your hate
frustrated.
for LeBron
like
is next level.
not only do you not listen, you sound
I'm
so
listening.
dumb right now.
Look,
You
I'm
actually
listening.
sound
You came in
it's
with your
ironic.
homework
It's
assignment
hilarious.
thinking you could prove some things.
I did.
And at
I
the end of the
proved
day,
everything.
you watched a guy put up a triple-double last night.
Yep.
He's the 3rd leading triple-double in NBA playoff
It doesn't
history.
matter. He has 0 titles. Holy shit. He has 0 titles.
And when I try to
and
bring
he's
up the
the
title
least impactful
conversation
player
with Chris
on the
Paul,
court.
does he
He's
wanna
the
have it?
least
LeBron
impactful
got
player
them
on the
titles, that's
court
what
in
I
the
know.
series. A series that has Ben Simmons. Ish
Simmons is garbage.
Ish Smith made more of an impact yesterday than Russell Westbrook did if you actually watched the game. So did Maxey on the Sixers.
See, the thing is, I actually watched the game, not sitting there like trying to.
You're
root
looking
for
at the
Westbrook
box
to
score. You're
screw up.
actually not.
I
No,
watched the
I'm not
whole-
rooting for him to
How
screw
was I
up.
texting throughout the whole game last
You're
night?
looking at the box score, stroking him off because he got a triple-double instead of actually watching the game, taking horrible three-point shots he has no business taking.
Fish, was I live texting during the game last night about his rebounds and when he got them?
No, he wasn't.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't.
Oh, I didn't say
no,
at
he wasn't.
3:58
I'm
exactly
the one who
what he
brought
had
it up.
during the game.
No, I'm the one who brought it up. I brought
I think
it.
you're
Well,
lying here,
vintage.
Adam.
Here,
You're lying, buddy.
let's bring it up.
You're
Vintage
lying.
Russell Westbrook performance, if I recall, was what I put in the
stat
chat.
you pulled up like 3 minutes or whatever?
And
Yeah, when Russell Westbrook doesn't have a triple-double,
Yes.
he makes sure he goes out of his way to get an
Yes.
assist. It only takes him 3 minutes. But when he gets 10, oh, fuck yeah, I'm going to stop passing. I'm going to focus on jacking up stupid shots that I can't make. And it takes him about 7 minutes to get an
I love
assist.
that you wasted so much time of your life
I didn't
to dig up
waste
that
time.
dumbass
Here,
stat.
so I started the
shit.
conversation yesterday, guys. Here we go. Give me 1 second.
Yep.
It's loading.
Both gonna be on our
7:48 p.m. I said Russell Westbrook absolutely dominating the Philadelphia 76ers. Vintage performance. And then Sam.
And how stupid
Sam-
do you feel now?
I'm not. It wasn't
you
vintage.
said that during
he
the
did
first
nothing
quarter.
to.
You
He
said that
didn't
during the
impact the
first
team.
quarter.
I didn't. I said that
And then
actually
the
at
dude
halftime.
winds
It was
up
61,
with a
63, I believe.
record-setting triple-double.
Record-setting like he's the best player. He's not even the best player in the series.
The only person
let
to have
alone
a
on his
triple-double
team.
with over 20
Oh my
rebounds
goodness.
under 6'11".
You're going to stroke a point guard for getting rebounds. How about he actually impacts his team and wins them games?
Triple-doubles impact.
No, they don't. No, they don't. No, they don't stick. And that's why you don't know basketball.
So
and
wait,
you don't know
back
what
to
you're
you
talking
proving
about.
yourself
You
wrong.
actually don't know what you're talking about.
Back to you proving yourself wrong. Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right,
Because you made a dumbass call in the first
No, I
quarter.
didn't. I
he
didn't
made
say
you
anything.
look
I
like
said
an
he-
asshole when they beat the 76ers
Oh,
yesterday.
my goodness.
So you spoke before you even saw the game.
Oh my goodness.
There you were wrong.
Oh my, here we go,
What
Sam.
happened to you
Amazing
this
how
weekend,
far.
Stick?
Amazing
Are
how
you
far
okay?
he's taking them.
I'm okay.
Without no help. Oh
Right.
my goodness. 26% win percentage when Beal scores 40. He doesn't help them win. Just takes away from Russ. Russ can't even shoot, let alone.
I mean,
how
come
does
on.
he take away from them?
That stat
You're
right
so
there is
ignorant.
crazy, though. You look at that.
No
scoring over
team
40
should be
points.
relying on a player to score 40 points. That's not how you play basketball. And that's the reason
Right.
they barely won the game without Joel Embiid for the second half because the fucking idiot wouldn't stop shooting bad shots.
You said you weren't going to swear, Adam.
Why did I make that comment, Adam? Because Mikey TikTok generously pointed out that Bradley Beal is the second highest scorer in the league, correct?
Yes.
So that's why I combated your
And you know who
point.
has a higher
It's
PER
all
than
an
Russell
actual
Westbrook?
Fact.
Bradley Beal. You know who makes more of an impact on the team? Bradley Beal. Did you
Beal
know
was
that
a
Russell
mess
Westbrook
last night?
Excuse me?
While you were coming down
Excuse
on
me?
Westbrook for shooting
Holy
horribly.
fuck! 3 of 19 from the field. Bradley Beal put up 30
Bradley
and
Beal at one
he
point
shot 44% from the field.
Yeah,
Are you on drugs?
At one point
you don't know
he was
basketball.
4 of 23.
You don't know basketball. You
He
don't know
was 4
basketball.
of 23
You
at
don't know
one point, I
basketball. Your
believe.
LeBron take is shitty. Your Russell Westbrook take is shitty. Thank God you weren't the GM of the Pistons, because if it was up to you, we'd be getting bounced out as a fucking 8 seed right now with a shitty player who wouldn't allow our team to develop. So don't even. I'm done. Thank you for the segment. Can we go into a live commercial break?
Can you run through your bets one more time?
Holy shit, fuck my bets, guys.
No, can we get back to the point where you said Russell Westbrook sucks in the first quarter and then he had a dominant triple-double?
I didn't say he. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's listen, Sam. I'm trying to be fair here.
I'm just going by what you put in the text, man.
Listen,
listen. If
then
you
read
want
the
to
text.
deny
Read
what
the
you
text.
said,
No.
that's fine.
Read the
It's
text.
fine.
How about
I know you have a rough time admitting when you're wrong.
How about you
It's okay.
comprehend what I'm saying? If you actually read the text, because clearly you don't know how to read, and you have such a shit memory, you can't even quote me.
Joey,
First
do
of
I
all,
have a bad memory?
I took them. Russell Westbrook absolutely dominating the 76ers. Vintage performance, and at the time he was 0 for 9 from the field, 7 points, 14 rebounds, and 10 assists. Dominating the game, guys.
Right, but you said I wasn't watching the game, so
you
get to
weren't
the point,
clearly, because if you're watching the game, you just fall back on the box score. Russell Westbrook didn't make a single goddamn play in the final 2 minutes to help his team even win the game. What are you doing? Stop wasting my time and stop acting like you know what you're talking about. You just don't. Fuck. Fish, go to break, man.
Triple-double, 5:38 left in the third quarter. Yeah, this guy really sucks.
Wow.
Must not have been watching the game, Adam.
Wow.
Must
how
not have been watching.
many of the, you know what?
Except that I knew
Mikey,
at
how many of those 21
third.
rebounds were contested? I want to say 1 or 2. The guy doesn't fucking make an impact, and you can keep stroking him and telling him he's a triple-double king all you want.
He is not. You were wrong.
He's
you
barely.
Told me I wasn't watching
he is
the game.
barely an all-star, let alone a star, let alone a superstar.
Yeah. I just know timestamps of the exact time.
No, you said 3:48. So how about you get your timestamps right? You said 3:48 the first time.
5:38.
Yeah, we weren't even texting at the time. The first text was by me at 7:48.
I was watching the game while you were
The game started at 7. You weren't watching the game at 5:38. You weren't watching the game at 5:38. The game started at 7.
No,
go to commercial break
in the quarter. You see, that's how basketball works. It goes in quarters and counts down.
I love how Stick argues about how wrong that he is.
He doesn't understand how wrong he is. It's funny. He just sits up here and tries to startle me and get me frustrated. Anyways,
look
that was fun.
Look how much time and effort he put in to try to prove me wrong.
Take the Nuggets to win. Take the Nets to
and you know why he did that? Because he knew he was wrong in the first quarter.
I was never wrong. I've never been wrong about Russell Westbrook. You can't name me one time I've ever been wrong about any take that I've given. No, I haven't. There's nowhere in the chat. There's nowhere in the first quarter. There's nowhere in the chat that I said that the Wizards were going to lose. Even after Embiid went down, did I even say that? Oh wow. I didn't make a single comment. I made it very clear that this guy is detrimental to his team, and all he does is make them losers. It's that simple. I can't help you. I can't help you if you can't see that. I really can't.
All right.
All right.
Feel better?
No, I don't.
Okay, good. This was brought to you by MyBookie. If you want to bet on Russell Wilson getting another triple-double.
Russell Wilson, guys. Russell Wilson. That's how fucking wrong he is. They didn't know what we're goddamn talking about.
Oh, my God, I said a name wrong.
Dumbass.
Unreal.
You dumb. You're so stupid.
Oh, God. I did all this research to show that I was wrong in the first quarter. Russell Westbrook can get another triple-double. You can bet on it through mybookie.com, and it's real easy. We got a free $10
You guys should listen to Sam.
for you.
Have the Wizards going all the way to the NBA Finals. They have the best player in the NBA.
Yeah. Did anybody ever say that?
You said that. You said he's the GOAT in the chat, remember?
See, I want to say that.
You said he's the best at his position.
You
said Russell Westbrook yesterday is the best at his position. Did you not say that?
Yeah, he's arguably the best.
He's not. It's not even fucking close. Chris Paul and Steph Curry are beyond light years ahead of him. Are you serious?
No, we're having the argument, so it's
not even an argument. You're in fucking La La Land having the argument with yourself. You have no idea. You don't watch basketball. You don't watch basketball. You don't watch basketball. Russell Westbrook is not a top 3-point guard, let alone a top 5-point guard.
When you got him, you don't watch the sport.
No, you don't.
I mean, you don't know basketball.
Yeah, I've never seen a game. What is basketball?
No, seriously.
LeBron James.
Can somebody tell me?
Says the guy who won Russell Westbrook in Detroit.
Yeah, Fish, can you give me a tutorial? What's basketball?
All right, so it's similar to netball, actually.
Oh.
So they dribble the ball.
Uh-huh.
You got to dribble it. If you hold, it's called traveling. Traveling. So you got to dribble it. You can pass it to a teammate. and then you shoot it. You could shoot it like this. You could shoot
That's
it like
fascinating.
Lonzo Ball. You can go. I go over the top, over the head.
Man, and if you had a guy that could pass it and get a lot of assists, and a guy that could rebound,
A guy who
and
stat
a guy
pads. A guy who stat pads doesn't actually make the
have
team
a
better.
three-point
Who has
line.
the 71st PER in the NBA.
So you can get
Who makes
3
zero
points.
impact
Why are
on
you
his team.
yelling at
That's who
Fish?
you guys want.
Don't yell at
Because you
Fish.
guys are just hilarious. You guys are hilarious.
Thank
I can't believe
A
this is a sports
basket
talk
scores
show.
2 points.
You
You
guys
can
have
get a
no
free
idea what you're
throw
talking about.
If someone drills you, maybe armbarges you, or knocks your face off.
Fish, we're
and
done
you're
talking
shooting,
about
you
basketball.
can get a foul. It's one
Oh, wait,
shot
I'm
for
trying
a-
to
for a
learn
free
what it
throw.
is.
Why don't you tell them?
What's the
Why
code,
don't
David? Woodward
why
10.
don't
Get
why don't you
yours
tell them
10
about
bucks.
my
Sign
bookie,
up
please?
right now,
Just tell them about
If you
my
go
bookie.
deep into the game, you get a 1-and-1.
Shut up, Fish! Cut Fish's mic. Whatever.
Thank you. Just
He
go
has
to
to cut his own mic. damn it.
MyBookie.com. Promo code Woodward10. Get that free $10 bet and put it on Russell Wilson getting a triple-double just to piss
And
Adam
losing.
off.
Hi, I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. And at Hall Financial, we treat our clients like family. And our number one priority is giving each of our clients 5-star service. Our passion for 5-star service, combined with our expertise, allows us to find the best possible solution for refinancing your home loan. We take the time to focus on both the individual and the numbers. We're going to walk you through the process and close your loan in half the time of our competition. Go to davidhallmortgage.com today.
You want to do your news, Joey? So that went a little long, and the Naomi Osaka conversation went a little long. Joey, do you want to get into your news?
I guess we should just get into it right now.
Let's do Joey's news.
Good morning, everyone.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
Let's get into Joey's news.
Let's go.
First story, none other than Naomi Osaka withdrawing from the French Open as of yesterday afternoon after winning her opening match. If you missed it, we just talked about it for about a half hour. And yes, that's pretty much all we got to say at this point. She will be fined $15,000 because she did not meet her media obligations on her contract because she did not want to handle the press conference. To each their own. Julio Jones, heavily rumored to be heading to the Seahawks. This could be a good fit right here.
Yeah, I mean, June 1st is the day that we've all been waiting for. You know, Aaron Rodgers may be off the hook today. Julio Jones may be out of there today. And it all has to do with they can spread out that salary cap hit over 2 years now after June 1st. So we could be seeing some big moves in the NFL happening today.
Aaron Rodgers is what I want to find out.
Oh, God.
That's the one.
Just want him the hell out the NFC North.
Yes. And the Lakers, do they have any chance without AD? This is the big question, and we're trying to figure out if he's going to be playing in Game 5 or not. Woj came out and tweeted yesterday that I am not hearing great optimism about the possibility of Anthony Davis playing in Game 5. So it's going to be a scary one.
Yeah.
If the Lakers without AD.
I can't see him winning a game without AD, to be honest with you, man. I honestly can't see it happening. Drummond's not going to pull it down, and like Corey said, KCP not being there. Like, the Lakers are just falling apart before our eyes.
Corey, any words?
Nope.
What's your thoughts on this, Corey?
Lakers gone. They got a tough road ahead of them. Hopefully they can, for them, they can pull it out tonight. Because if not, it's about to go home fishing.
And now to just catch you up to speed on the NBA playoffs, we just kind of had a little discussion. But now just to remind you, Lakers are tied 2-2 with the Suns, along with the Nuggets and Blazers, both tied at 2 apiece. The Bucks sweep the Heat 4-0 on Saturday. And I love this right here. Just the shade that they throw from the Bucks official account. This ain't the bubble.
I love how teams are starting to troll other teams and stuff like that. And you're seeing Tom Brady trolling Aaron Rodgers and those guys, DeChambeau, to do with the match. I love seeing personality out of these teams. I wish the Pistons would troll somebody, but we got to win some ball games before we troll people.
It's like that McDonald's versus Wendy's troll status right there.
Yeah, there's no McDonald's. Wendy's owns.
Oh, yeah.
Wendy's straight up owns social media, man.
Yeah. The Hawks beating the Knicks 3-1. Nets up 3-1 against the Celtics. 76ers ahead of the Wizards 3-1 after preventing the sweep with the 8-point win. But this was the play of the game where you see a fan running out to the court trying to dunk, hit the backboard. I don't know what it was. He failed at both and tackled.
I'm glad you showed this angle, though, because honestly, from the angle they showed, it looked like the guy was running onto the court and they tackled him by the ankles. So I didn't know what the hell this guy had planned while he was going out there. But I'm glad you showed it. Like, it sucks that a fan was on the court, but at least it was just a dude trying to touch a backboard.
Right. Especially where there's all these violent acts, I feel like, going left and right now in the NBA. To hear one of these little lighthearted stories.
I thought he was running out there to do something, like maybe high-five a player or worse to a player, because by the angle they showed on TV during the game I was watching last night, it looked like he was just falling forward. But to see him touch the backboard, then get tackled forward, it's like, okay, I at least feel a little bit better that guy is just a drunk idiot and not out there trying to hurt people.
Hell of a tackle by that security.
Yeah,
we
good job,
move on.
man.
The Jazz beating the Grizzlies 3-1, and lastly, after starting ahead 2-0, the Clippers have now tied the series. And Luka, the dude is a little bit frustrated, as you can see. I feel him on this.
Why do they tape up the bottles like that?
To cover up the logo.
In the NBA?
Oh,
Shouldn't they have that sponsored out by now?
I don't know. Yeah, I see Powerade.
You know what?
Depends on who it is. Some people may not be, depending on what they had in the bottle.
Right.
You'll never know.
Yeah, I didn't recognize that bottle either.
Yeah, it was a green one. I never seen
it looked like it had
water
squirt in it or something. It didn't look like water.
Yeah.
Either way, random thought.
And a great weekend for the Tigers as they swept the Yankees but couldn't pull it off. The Memorial Day game against the Brewers yesterday, losing by 1, and this one lost Adam his bet. Here's some Yankees over the weekend.
One run is home. Mazzara trots home. The Tigers have the lead.
Love mess-ups like that, especially against the Yankees, to help us get that sweep.
Yeah, and I love seeing Comerica Park like that with fans in the stands, sun shining. There's just something about baseball, man. Like, even if you don't love baseball, a day at the park is something special.
What is it, one more week now officially until it's back to full capacity?
No, one more month. I mean,
Was it July 8th or June?
July 1st
June.
is when everything opens up.
June 8th for Comerica Park, though.
Okay, but everything in the world's opening up
Yeah.
July 1st.
Today, though, if you're fully vaccinated, though, you're good. Anything.
Nice.
So that's awesome to hear.
Congrats to everybody who's fully vaccinated. You can leave your house.
And Padres outfielder Will Myers getting a beer shower when this fan tried to catch Chris Bryant's home run in his cup. You see it on the second replay, the actual cup spill.
Yeah, I thought at first he was just trying to dump his beer on the guy.
He got the ball, though.
Oh.
It hit, too. Well, obviously, it hit the beer splash.
You've seen that before in the past, too, where they actually catch the ball in the cup. And what an amazing feeling by that drunk man.
It had too much beer in there. That's why
that ball's coming at you like 80, 90 miles an hour, and you just got a little plastic cup. You're like, you catch it, it just explodes all over you. Good for those guys.
24-year-old YouTuber Jake Paul taking on former UFC champ Tyron Woodley, who is 39 years old now, and mutually agreed on a deal for a boxing match. So here's one of those somewhat has-beens taking on a Paul brother. Nothing new. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Boxing for you.
Yep, the Paul brothers.
And lastly, nothing to do with sports on this one. Is air diving a sport? I honestly don't even know what it classifies.
Probably. Is skydiving a sport?
I don't know. I wouldn't classify it
It's
as
a leisure activity.
Whatever it is, this guy got balls. His name is Luke Aikens, breaking the world record by jumping 7,620 meters without a parachute.
Yeah, he's crazy as hell. Wouldn't catch me doing that. There's too many variables that can go wrong.
So you see one in front of him, and I think there's two behind him. So here's my question. Are they going to save him somehow?
I don't know.
I'm assuming they have parachutes.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
they're going to hold his hand and then boop, pop the chute out of the back.
I got lots of questions. A, how high off the ground is that net? B, how wide is the net?
Look at
C,
it right there. That does not look more than 10 yards.
It's got to be bigger
But
than that.
Look,
like,
when
that's
his
gotta
body,
be huge.
fast forward it to the end now. When you see his body hit into this net, look, that right there is 20 yards at most, maybe 30.
Right. You're not going to catch me doing that shit. I don't care. Ever. In my life. Ever.
Congratulations on not dying and breaking a world record.
Congratulations on jumping out of a perfectly good plane.
For no reason, without no parachute that you could have easily used.
Crazy as hell for that.
Yeah. No, thank you.
And now we go to our newest intern, Paige, who every Monday and Tuesday joins us on my news segment to give us something different.
Yeah, and if you don't know, we introduced Paige like 2 weeks ago. She came in for her first day. She goes to Central Michigan University, where she will be a junior next year, broadcast major. So why don't we let her do a little news story right now? Go ahead, Paige.
Thank you for that introduction.
Of course.
So Marcell Ozuna, Atlanta Braves outfielder, excuse me, was arrested on Saturday on account of aggravated assault, strangulation, and misdemeanor battery family violence charges. This charge is reportedly a felony with a minimum 1 year in prison and a maximum of 20 if he is found guilty. So yesterday, Ozuna posted a $20,000 bond after being arrested for these charges. So what basically had happened was his wife was in the shower. He had taken her, not one, but 2 phones. And when she asked for them back, he wasn't giving them back to her. Words were said. He had threatened to kill her. And she had then called the police. When the police arrived, he was strangling her and holding her up against the wall, police were saying, and that he did not let go until they arrived. He had actually struck her. We don't know how many times, but he had a cast on his arm from his game last week. He broke like 2 of his fingers. So when he had that cast on his hand, when he had hit her, the marks on her face lined up with the cast on his arm, unfortunately. So the MLB is aware of what had happened and the arrest, and they're reviewing with the joint policy against domestic violence in the league and the players that the players have in place with the league, I guess. And he could face a long suspension by the MLB if he does not get charged worse.
I hate hearing these stories. They're such trash human beings that do this to a woman.
Right.
Dude, if there's a police report and like she was in the shower and he just started beating the hell out of her. I mean, anytime you beat the hell out of her, but like in a vulnerable position like that, even it's even worse, I feel. And the fact that they're just gonna find him, just get his ass out the sport. It's not that hard.
Exactly.
And there it is.
And there it is.
Thank you, Paige. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And one thing that I want to give you advice on is if you're thinking about a new career, because that is something that COVID has done to all of us. It made us all start to reevaluate ourselves and think about different things in life. So what about a new career at northwesterntech.edu, heating and cooling? This is the HVAC school that works, so check them out right now. You see it right there, northwesterntech.edu.
You don't fumble the ball at work. Hey, Drake Bell, Sean Baligian. See you guys next weekend.
Thanks, Mike.
Oh, Bell's soft. Wait till it comes to New Zealand. Pour that out.
Is it time? Yeah, it is. Fish!
Go fish. Fish facts.
It's fish!
Mr. Fish, you had a long weekend. Hopefully you had a good long weekend, Fish. What'd you do for Memorial Day?
I went to a state. I don't know why I was going to say country. I went to a state called Ohio over the weekend.
Oh, to see the family?
I did.
Nice.
It was a nice weekend.
Did you go to Cleveland?
Not downtown. Well, we went to Ohio City.
Oh, okay.
For lunch on Saturday.
No clue where that is. But
Ohio City? That's an actual city in Ohio?
No, that's what they call it. It's basically in Cleveland.
Okay.
It's like 5 or 6 minutes from downtown Cleveland.
Oh, nice.
So it was nice.
Saw the family?
I did. It's a good weekend.
All right. Well, give
Hope
us some
everyone else
great
had a good
facts
weekend.
today.
I had a good weekend. We had a lot of sports this weekend.
Lots of sports.
Not just the NBA and NHL, but other sports. We had, 5 or 6 trophies over the weekend? It's a good weekend. We go to a video, as always, on a Tuesday, not a Monday. We'll go to Australia, where they played football over the morning, or soccer, you guys call it. Lucas Alexander, or Lucas Marugas. His Twitter was, or his Instagram was Lucas Alexander, but they go by Lucas Marugas.
Okay.
I don't know why he has 2 names, but he does. He scored. They won 2-0 Newcastle Jets, not Newcastle, England. We'll go to the facts. We'll go to basketball, where Donovan Mitchell was in some pretty good company last night. Highest points per game in playoff by an active player, minimum of 25 games.
Oh, wow.
Durant, LeBron, Davis, and Mitchell. Durant 29.2, James 28.7, Anthony Davis 28.1, Mitchell 27.4.
Donovan Mitchell looked great last night. There was like one little hesitation move where he had in the lane where he literally like hesitated 4 guys out of their socks. It was amazing. And he didn't even switch hands with the ball. That was the crazy part. Did you see that drive that I'm talking about?
I didn't see it.
It was crazy.
Don't say it, Corey. I know what you're going to say.
No, I ain't going to say it.
All right, good.
We go out to Ann Arbor, Michigan, where Hobbs Kessler got a high school record, and he's going to be going to the Olympic trials for 1,500 meter, 3 minutes 34 seconds and 36 milliseconds.
Ann Arbor Skyline Zone. Shout him out.
Yep, Skyline in Ann Arbor. He broke a 20-year-old high school record by beating the NCAA record. Alan Webb did it in 3 minutes, 38 seconds, 26 milliseconds in the 2001 Prefontaine Classic. He's going to northern Arizona for his college.
My family lives in Arizona, and Scottsdale has the Camelback Mountain. And one time I was climbing up Camelback Mountain, and there were a kid that was running. He went to Arizona State and was on their cross-country team. Literally, by the time I got to the mountain, like walking, he had ran up and down 5 times. It was embarrassing how fast this guy was, and we were just like, and he's like, doop, 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 up and down the hill.
As I said earlier, we had a bunch of trophies over the weekend. We had yesterday, Morecambe, the Shrimps made it to the League One for the first time in history. Another one we had for the first time with Brentford. They made it to the Premier League for the first time in the richest game on Saturday. They played in the top flight of English football for the first time since 1947. The reason why it's top flight because the Premier League didn't start till 1992, I believe.
Got it.
So they're going up along with Norwich and... Who's the other one? It's on the top of my head.
None of us are going to know that, Fish.
It's on the top of my head. I can't think of them.
Yeah, this is a sport you can accuse me of not watching, and you would be correct.
But it was a good game.
Yeah.
It was a good game and a good weekend. Saw an extra time yesterday, so that was exciting. We go to today, which is June 1st. Love saying June. We go out to a boxing match in 1939. First major boxing match on U.S. television. Heavyweight bout at Yankee Stadium.
Oh, nice.
It was between Max Beer and Lou Nova. Nova won by TKO in the 11th round, if you're wondering. Any of you watch that fight?
No, I bet you Maz did. Maz will tell you all about it this afternoon on The Hook from 3 to 5.
Should I bring it up?
He should bring it up.
I will. We go out to 1994. Reggie Miller drills an NBA playoff record 5 3-pointers in the fourth quarter. The Pacers' 93-86 win over the Knicks in Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Finals.
That was.
Should I tell Matt that one too?
Yeah, I remember that. That was a fun moment. That's when he was taunting Spike Lee and doing the choke sign and all that stuff. That's when the NBA was kicking ass back in the day.
And then the games were, 85 to 70, not
right.
185 to 170.
Now those are halftime scores.
2002, we had a boxing fight again. We had Evander Holyfield beat Hasim Regime, and the fight was stopped 1 minute and 40 seconds into the 8th round because of a giant welt above Regime's eye.
All right.
That was in the 8th round.
Nice.
TKO. We have a birthday. 1979. Randy Moss's brother, Santana Moss. It is his birthday today. He played for the Jets, Pro Bowler. He was born in Miami. He was also a Redskin.
I don't think they're brothers.
Are they not brothers?
No.
Wow. Santana Moss, happy birthday. Are they not brothers?
No, he has a brother, Santana Moss does, that played in the league. But, yeah, it wasn't Randy, I believe.
No, it wasn't Randy.
No. They're completely different body sizes if they're brothers.
Sonoris Moss, that was his brother.
Yeah, Sonoris is.
Oh, well, long-lost brother than Santana Moss.
Good try, though, Fish.
Joey, Joey, we have a divorce today.
I love how he always tells you.
Well, why do you come to me on those? Just because I say they're so pointless that we talk about divorces and sports on the show?
No, I come to you because you used to be a big fan of weddings and divorces.
I don't know why you.
So
I'm not a fan of divorces. I just want my fiance to know this.
Joey?
Just want my fiance to know that.
Robin Greaves and Mike Tyson granted their final divorce in New Jersey on 1989.
Yeah, that was an interesting relationship, that's to say the least.
Those are the facts. We're going to have more fun. Tomorrow's Wednesday. Can you guys believe it?
Short week, Fish.
Coming up right around the corner.
All right, now let's get into it. Joey's dumbass of the day.
The Detroit Pistons select Darko Milicic.
World's dumbest criminal.
Well, so much for me calling him savvy because he had no idea where he's on the field.
He crosses too many timeouts. It's a technical foul.
We go to not Spirit Airlines, guys, because I'm always the one on the show that says that I actually like Spirit because, one, they're cheaper flights. But this one, I got a good discount on a Delta flight, 1127, from Miami to Detroit yesterday. And when I'm telling you this was the worst flight I've ever been a part of because we didn't leave for probably a half hour to an hour later than we were supposed to because one a-hole was disrespecting a flight attendant. You see this in the first video where they were trying to get this guy off. A little backstory to this was the guy was pissed because the flight attendant moved his bag in the overhead space, right? And he was pissed because she was just doing her job and moving it to clear up some space for another bag. So watch this video.
You gotta go. You gotta go.
Come on, bro. Why though? Why?
Why? Because you were being rude. You were being rude. Don't say it like you're entitled.
Bro.
No, you're not. No. You were being
man. Hey.
It's not precious to be a director because there were some fucking Jordans. Like you ain't never had a fucking pair of Jordans in your fucking life. Yeah, you just.
About the. Oh, go ahead.
So go ahead.
I was like, so the lady was yelling at the dude about his Jordans? Like,
yes.
Okay,
So
because when you
come to
first sent
find
the
out-
video yesterday, I was like, oh, the lady's causing the issue. But no, she was correcting the issue.
So he was pissed because the flight attendant moved his bags that had Jordans in them, and he's pissed that she messed up the Jordans possibly.
How do you mess up Jordans if they're in the bag?
I don't know. He was pissed. He probably got a new pair of J's. So she's like, if you mad over some Jordans, or like she was going off on him.
Okay. She was just annoyed that he was holding up the flight. That's why she was yelling at him?
Yeah, so he was disrespectful. He was going off on this flight attendant, cussing her out every single word. And I was like, listen, chill out a little bit. But all of this over some Jordans, and then we fast forward to about 30 minutes later where the dude finally, because did you know that they can't have security come on the flight until they evacuate the flight? I didn't know that. That's what they were saying.
Oh, I've never
Maybe
been
this
on a
is-
flight like that. I've never had that situation
I wanted
happen.
a fight to break out so badly, but I was happy it didn't. So this is him finally
You just
getting
got to
off.
start yelling World Star in the background. It'll happen. It'll happen.
He finally got himself off of this flight, and you hear everybody chanting.
So that was in Miami?
Yes.
So he had to stay in Miami?
Yeah.
He didn't come back to Detroit?
Yeah. So what was weird was the flight attendants who got on the overhead when he refused to get off because he's like, I'm a lawyer, I'm not getting off of this plane and all this. And I'm like, well, if you're a lawyer, you'd be smart enough to just follow the rules, get off, and handle it all later.
Right.
But he didn't want to get off, so they said that we have to evacuate the plane.
What kind
I
of
didn't know
Jordans
that.
were they? Do you know?
I don't know.
If you pulled out like the Grinches, would you be like, I understand?
Well, those are Kobe's, so I mean.
Well, yeah, whatever.
If you touch my Grinches, though, I'm going off on you.
That is crazy. And that happened on your flight. Like, that
Yes.
was video from Joey's phone.
Yes.
It's not like you pulled that off the internet. You witnessed that live.
Yes, I'm just happy that the flight wasn't that delayed. I thought we were going to have to get off, and then I was going to have to miss the show. Sadly, I was going to have to spend more time in Miami, guys.
Another day in Miami.
Sadly.
Damn it. Like, you go call up Udonis Haslam and see how he's doing down there. Have you ever been caught in a situation like that on a plane besides that?
No.
Corey?
Nope.
Fish? Ever witness anything crazy on a plane like that?
No, not that. I
Yeah,
know
me
of.
neither.
Yeah, that was closest to it. I thought a fight was going to break out.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, people are acting better than they are at NBA games. If we understand that we're all back in this together, we're all going to be sitting on planes like this again and elbowing each other.
This is just proves, like, the world is just mad.
Yeah.
The world is just mad at something, everything right now, that even something as simple as this over a pair of Jordans that were probably protected in your suitcase, and if not, you better get a better suitcase to protect them. The world's just mad.
Everybody's mad. What's up, Fish?
Okay, even pre-COVID, you'd see airplane fights pop up on the news like every single day or every single week.
Yeah, I just think
You'd see
people have
someone
lost
mad
their
over
ethics over the past
their
year.
perfume, or they're mad because they can't take their kid, or they can't take their dog, or their pet shrimp, or their pet, I don't know, fish or whatever. People are angry about everything. I can't take my medicine. It's 14 ounces. It needs to be 12 ounces.
This is my emotional therapy, Goldfish.
Yeah,
I need to
or
take it
that.
on the plane.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Joey, sorry you had to witness that yesterday, but glad you got here. Your flight was on time still. No worries.
Yes, I am here.
You never know what you're going to experience when you're flying. So thank you guys for waking up with the Morning Woodward Show this morning and every morning, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. till 10 a.m. right here on the Woodward Sports Network. Baligian and Bell is up next from 11 to 1. And don't forget about The Hook. They are on from 3 to 5 with Darren McCarty. We have our boy Maz and, of course, Pilar. And then throughout all those shows, enjoy Fish, making sure the audio sounds good in the Fish booth. Thank you guys very much. Have a great Tuesday. Enjoy the beautiful weather. It's supposed to ramp back up into 80 degrees. Could have used that this last weekend, but we'll take it when we can get it. Have a good Tuesday, Michigan.